Okay, apparently the new transitions aren't working either. What the Anyway, so, did you hear that Twitter apparently hasn't paid over $130,000 in rent since Elon took over? Or that 5 woke economists are going to decide how much Californians have to pay in reparations? What about the fact that Australian fertility rates have finally bounced back after the bug left a city-sized hole in our population growth? There was also a surfer who single-handedly carried a beached shark back into the ocean here in Victoria. Hear about any of it? No? Guess you better stick around and find out then. Welcome to today's episode of Law, News and Laughter. On this channel we look at legal cases and concepts, world domination, news, and just generally shoot the breeze. We don't give any legal advice, but we can answer questions and hopefully point you in the right direction. We do not shy away from the topics. So if necessary, put on your big kid pants, have a cup of concrete and pull up a chair. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter or via email, and all complaints can be directed to our complaints department. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe buttons, and now let's get into it. Wait, what? There was no transfer on that. Oh, Jesus. That one? There she is. Although, no idea why it's taking so long. Huh. How we doing, folks? Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome. Having a look in the chat. Hello. So, XCOM is already here. Good to see you. Carlos, hello. Beautifully inappropriate. Mighty Meat, late and gay, apparently. Although, he wasn't. You just calling yourself gay this time? Not late? Just Cause, hello. Michelle W. We have Just Dawn, who just subscribed as a new legal intern. Thank you very much. Actually, you know, I'm going to move that. There we go. Bella Maddie's mama, hello. Hola to P-Fuzz. Rabbit is in the house.
Hello.
What the? It's like everything's on like a delay. Hello Malia Carr, Apostle Steve, hello. Maddie Graham. Michelle Rita, hello from the UK. Rita Castillo. Belandris is in the house. Someone needs to tell Jeff they cancelled at $18.99 on Netflix. Did they really? Was the show any good? I haven't watched the, like... Oh, yeah, Karina, I've got it. It's in the news. I haven't had a chance to watch much of the, like, Netflix stuff, so... Oh, crap, that's gonna be terrible. Alright, that'll do. Hey, Jude. Hola, konnichiwa, hola... Happy Monday, Overlaw'd family. Happy Monday to you too. Although it's Tuesday, and thank God for that. The wife's back at work, the child is back in daycare, and I can actually try and recuperate. Zero signal, hello. Devel, eviction notice. In San Fran, 130k is probably like a week. Look, it probably is, but the point is that there's varying opinions as to the reason why the rent may not have been paid. So, gotta save the sharks. Gunshot kind of scared you. It's sort of the idea, P-Fuzz. It's to, you know, jolt the senses and, you know, make sure people are paying attention. Anna T, hello. Exclaimer, that was shitty. Yeah, well, you know, shit happens. I see Deadman 666. That seems to be a new name. Hello there.
Hello there.
There we go. Audio's working. Something's wrong. Transfers whack. Sounds all over the place. Yeah, well. Hello, Snafu. Spacebar. Hello from Alabama. Hello to you too. Sovereign Bozeman. Good to see you. Ambition who's in the house. Go Ho Shane giving me a bunch of the fingers. Fair enough. Good. Show started going to shit after Ep 3. So angry. Okay. Shaz is back at work. Fair enough. Payne has mum in trouble again. Hopefully a longer jail. What? Payne has. Is it? Okay, gotcha. Hello, Fedorovsky. Haven't gone back to work yet. Might take another week off. And that's why Marty flashes people with his penis. Fair enough. Fair enough, people. Oh, shit. So, does anyone still have a hangover from New Year's? Like, it's 2 days later. How's everyone holding up? Why does my camera keep readjusting as well? I gotta stop moving around. Oh, look at that 5 o'clock shadow. Shit. I gotta have a shave. Alright. Let's get stuck into the news, shall we? Shit, that transition's terrible. Something's going on. Feel worn down but not hungover. You have to stop drinking to get hungover. Fair enough. Alrighty. Twitter sued for not paying rent on San Francisco HQ since Elon Musk takeover. Takeover. Not good. It's been a bad couple of days. Oh shit, spacebar. That's not great. Well, I mean, do you want to talk about it? Is there anything anyone can do? Edge Chrome. OBS isn't doing too badly. Tab unloader. Unload all except selected tabs. Maybe that'll help with some of the memory leak. Yep, well that helped that. But why is it using so much of the CPU as well? Anyway, Twitter's being sued by its landlord for ducking out on the rent for its downtown San Francisco headquarters, where the platform reportedly went through the heavy cost-cutting under new CEO Elon Musk. The company currently owes $136,260 in unpaid rent, according to the lawsuit filed on Thursday by Columbia Property Trust. Twitter's freeloadings reported earlier last month by the New York Times, which wrote Musk and his advisors hope to renegotiate terms of the lease after mass layoffs. The downsizing has already begun. Twitter closed its Seattle offices, the Times reported on Friday, cutting janitorial and security services. Remaining employees were left to bring their own toilet paper to work, according to the report. Do we actually think that's legitimate, though? You're in bed by 10 on New Year's Eve after watching the 9 p.m. fireworks. Parent life's great, isn't it? New Year's giving you a strange craving for beef. You didn't get bit one of by. I know that there's a tick or something that if it bites you, it effectively turns you vegan. You become allergic to protein and can't eat meat anymore. Did you get like bitten by the reverse of one of those? One of our fire department members passed away on Saturday night. Oh shit. On the job or like natural causes or like an accident or something. That's not great. I'm extraordinarily sorry to hear that, particularly if it was in the line of duty when they were helping someone else. Okay, Musk purchased Twitter for $44 billion in October and has been cutting costs ever since, amid what Musk admitted was a massive drop in revenue. Cleaning and security staff were laid off from the company's New York and San Francisco offices, where workers struck for higher pay. In San Francisco, Musk condensed the company footprint at 650 California Street from 4 floors down to 2, the Times reported. Natural causes, he had a heart attack. Oh, shit. Proudly bring my own toilet paper to work with me. 2 ply is better than 1 ply. That's true. Look, we got any other business owners in the chat? I'm curious. Because, I get that it's an expense, but come on, guys. Even I'm shelling out to make sure that my staff have proper toilet paper. 1 ply, don't think they even sell that there. Oh, I guarantee they sell at Excoma. It just depends where you got to get it. As far as I'm aware, stationery stores will sell it, like Officeworks and that sort of thing. Places never have good enough toilet paper. Yeah. Yes, but don't have a building. Okay, well, there you go. Damn, I'm a little bit croaky this morning. Cleaning and security staff were also laid off from the company's New York and San Francisco offices. Oh, read that. Bloody hell. Tell you what, I kind of expect them to be in a slightly more impressive building as well. Is that just me? Dollar stores sell it. Yep, that'll do it. On Christmas Eve, Musk ordered staff out of the data center in Sacramento to shut down key servers as a cost-cutting measure. Meanwhile, layoffs have continued with cuts to the company's infrastructure and public policy divisions last week. Employees have been directed to delay paying contractors or vendors, including accountants and consultants, working on key regulatory projects. The company is also being sued over failing to pay almost $200,000 in private charter flights made the week that Musk took over. Okay, made the week that he took over. But is that... Get the good stuff a bit more, but the little things make for happy, productive employees. Damn straight. I'm sorry, what? There's a what? There's a secret menu? Like, I knew that there were secret menus on Netflix where if you plugged in certain numbers and that sort of thing, it gave you categories, but that... No. Is that legitimate? You should move Twitter to Texas. Yeah, that's basically... Kyle, I'm pretty sure that's one of the things that people are expecting, is that he's going to be closing the doors to move the companies themselves interstate. So, hello, greedy bloke. How you doing? They'll try anything to stop Space Daddy, apparently. See, here's the wording on this, though. It specifically said he's being sued for failing to pay almost $200,000 for private charter flights made the week that he took over. That's a hell of a lot of ambiguity to me. That, to me, says that maybe, just maybe, those flights were not made by him personally, and they were not made at his direction. Reddit had it listed and it was removed. Might be found on 4chan. Well, I don't really want to promote that, but thank you for specifying. That is disgusting. Hello, Wookall. How you doing? What am I doing? I should move the chat over here so I'm looking at the same page. There we go. That's better. Okay. Nobody pays rent in California. That's why half the state is homeless. Hey, Mandy. Employees expect more layoffs to go. What was it? Oh, that's what I was saying. The wording here. Yes, Snafu, you got gifted a membership. The wording here specifically says flights made the week that he took over. Does that mean that the flights were made by the previous CEO before he took over, and not at his direction or request? I mean, if it was legitimately that there were flights that weren't made in the purpose of the business, or he specifically told someone not to do it, then there's a chance that someone else is liable for it, and that might be why he's doing it. Because, I mean, I would expect that Musk would have his own private jet. So, anyway. I'm guessing the crazies at Twitter booked a lot of private flights to fuck Space Daddy over. They hate their daddy. That's what I'm thinking, Fedorovsky. Like, there's got to be something there. Employees expect more layoffs to come, the report revealed. Okay. Twitter did not return a request for comment regarding the new lawsuit. Musk has pledged to step down from leading the company after conducting a poll on whether he should do so. A successor has not yet been chosen. The multi-billionaire's purchase of the social media company made him to be the first person to ever lose $200 billion. He does have a private jet. Remember Elon Jet Tracker? Oh, of course. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So that makes me think that it's probably someone within the company has booked a whole heap of flights. What happened with flights? Just got here. Elon's being sued for $200,000 because apparently there were a bunch of private jet flights that were taken on the Twitter time. Sounds like these exes were flying to interviews because they knew they were going to be fired. Seems he doesn't even own a house. Really? Interesting. Now, what's this about the $200 billion? Oh, it's Fox News. Okay. Elon becomes the first person to lose $200 billion in a report. Yeah, you can have the ads. I don't care. Tesla C. Oh, right. Because the Tesla stock dropped. Seems wealth dropped to 137 billion following the recent drop in Tesla shares. Oh shit! What is that? Fucking videos. Okay. Moving on. Wow, that transition's really bad. Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can work out what's going on there. 2 seconds, guys. Alright, that should be... Hang on, is that... Yep, that's that one. Alright. Let's try that. There it is. Okay. Alright. 4 dead, 3 critical after horror helicopter collision near SeaWorld. I might as well watch the video. Yeah, that's not great. Footage has emerged of the seconds prior to the 2 helicopters colliding with one another on the Gold Coast, which led to 4 deaths. The tragic incident occurred on Monday at about 2 p.m. All the deaths happened in the same helicopter, which crashed onto a sandbar after impact. The 3 remaining passengers are in critical condition. All 6 passengers in the other helicopter, which was able to land, survived, with 5 suffering minor injuries. Queensland Police said it appeared that the collision occurred as one aircraft was taking off and the other landing from the heliport at Main Beach. The pilot who lost his life after the collision between the 2 SeaWorld Tour helicopters has been identified as Ashley Jenkinson, a respected figure in the aviation industry. Mr. Jenkinson worked as chief pilot at SeaWorld Helicopters. The 3 passengers who survived the initial crash from his aircraft, a woman and 2 young boys, were taken to Gold Coast University Hospital in a critical condition. I can't talk. Also, where's the chat gone? Oh, there it is. You make me nervous when you play with the buttons. Sorry. Yeah, look, it's not great. Footage given to Channel 9 has shown the moments leading up to the crash. Bystanders next to the heliport were filming the takeoff and landing on their phones when the incident occurred. One child says, "Is he going to crash?" just a few seconds before the impact. Others can be heard saying no as tragedy unfolds. Helicopters, 10,000 moving parts looking for a place to crash. That's not nice, Apostle Steve, but not strictly wrong either. Red Bull didn't give him wings. Oh, Mandy. Mandy. Hey, Lenny. Under the sea, there be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea. Go! I love The Simpsons. So many catchy ditties. Hashtag too soon. Those who knew Mr. Jenkinson 40 have paid tribute to his heroic actions during last year's floods, when he delivered packages to people who had been cut off and have described him as a true legend. This incredible chief pilot performed lots of flights back and forth to people in need, including some very remote areas, friend Billy Frank wrote on Facebook. Flying is not an easy task, the concentration and being on point is constant. But as usual, Ash smashed it out of the park to help the flood victims. I can't believe it, you really were a beautiful soul and would light up any room you entered. You'll be missed so much, said Kate Freeman. Devastating news, you're such a legend, says Rochelle O'Brien. Thoughts are with you and everyone involved, Ash, said Daniel Round. I'm assuming these are people that knew him. Do about anything other than get into a helicopter? I won't fly helicopters, planes all day, hell no to choppers. Hello, Nandor. Yeah, no, Marty, I completely understand that. I used to fly model helicopters, and it made me really not want to get into a real one. So, get to the chopper! I really should get that on a soundbite, actually. Mr. Jenkinson leaves behind a young son whose first birthday was celebrated in September. Oh, fuck. That's not great. Unfortunately, he now smashed it in the... Oh, greedy. For starters, he smashed into the ocean, into a sandbar. I'm sure that we can come up with something there. The pilot's employer released a statement expressing its condolences for all the victims of the accident. SeaWorld Helicopters has expressed its shock and deepest sympathy for those involved in the SeaWorld helicopter accident on the Gold Coast. We and the entire flying community are devastated by what has happened, and our sincere condolences go to all those involved, especially the loved ones and families of the deceased. We are cooperating with the authorities, including the Australian Transport Safety Bureau and the Queensland Police. As it is now a police investigation, we cannot provide any further comment at this stage. I'm shocked. Flying helicopters are like trying to play a drum set that flies. Yep. I have a fear of heights. Being 6'9" seems ironic. From memory, SeaWorld has only 2 helicopters for joy flights. It's honestly very sad and so not bloody funny. It's true. The trouble is, Karina, for a lot of people, and some people don't understand this, in terms of like dealing with tragedies, it's literally you either laugh or cry. And for the most part, both categories will piss the other off. So... at least 13 people needed treatment following the collision, which occurred just before 2 p.m. local time. Speaking at a press conference on Monday afternoon, Queensland Police South Eastern Regional Officer... Oh, fuck. Why do they always put so much damn, like... He was a police officer making a comment. And Aussies have a dark sense of humour. Yes, we do, Shaz. God. Police officer Gary Worrell confirmed the 4 deaths, adding that another 3 people remain in critical condition in hospital. At about 2 p.m. today, police and emergency services were called to a 2-helicopter mid-air collision just opposite SeaWorld in Broadwater. Those 2 aircrafts have crashed and landed on the sandbank just outside the SeaWorld resort. Police and emergency service members and the public attended the incident. Those people were confronted with a significant incident, that's one way of putting it. And as a result of that incident, 4 people have lost their lives today. We have 3 others critical in hospital. The investigation is ongoing. There will be a report by police for the coroner, and also the Australian Transport Safety Bureau is leading an investigation. Oh, God. Acting Inspector Worrell stressed police officers' appreciation for members of the public who helped us at the scene. It's a difficult scene due to the area where it was located on the sandbank. It was difficult to gain access to get our emergency services to the scene and to manage it appropriately. So I'd like to thank all those who attended to make that possible. Authorities are still investigating the cause of the incident. Acting Inspector Worrell said the investigation was at a very early stage. It only happened a few hours ago. We've just managed to have all the critically injured patients taken to hospital, he said. It would appear that one helicopter has been taking off and the other has been landing. The inquiries will obviously identify how the incident occurred. I had a friend of mine who was a pilot say helicopters are basically flying bricks. Yeah. Hey, Carter. Behave while Jude's gone. Quick, everyone lose their shit. So that when Jude walks in, it can be like that meme where, you know, a guy's standing there with something on fire and all that sort of shit. He said he understood that the 7 people who died or suffered critical injuries were all from the same helicopter. One airframe had its windscreen removed and landed safely on the island. The other airframe has crashed and was upside down. Oh, shit. Jacob Castro, hello. Council will get involved too, since they have jurisdiction over airspace, planes, etc. Had to deal with them when writing policy for paragliding. Oh, really? Loud noises? What loud noises? He was making loud noises. Yeah, apparently. I just figured I just figured we could bring the entire show to a halt. Wait the 90, all the 95 other people. No, 96 because includes me. We could all just sit here and wait until he stops fucking around. Class, we're all gonna sit quietly until Marty pulls his head in. It's weird that flying gives me no fear whatsoever, but my hands sweat after 10 floors. Really? Loved choppers when you were in the army. Okay. Members of the public and police tried to remove the people and commenced first aid, tried to get those people to safety. He again stressed the ATSB's inquiry would confirm the details of the incident, even to show both the helicopters involved lying on the sandbar having suffered serious damage, with emergency workers swarming around them. At least one aircraft bears the words SeaWorld helicopters. Well, I'm pretty sure we've already... Like, why would you even bother putting that in the report? It's interesting they both made it to the sandbar, though. Damn, how much more is in this? Okay, I'm not reading through the whole damn thing. Hey, Statuesque. No notification and you're unsubbed. Holy shit. Guys, look, we are 32 minutes in. Just a reminder, please double check whether or not you are still subbed or not. I have no idea what sort of fuckery Susan and her little minions are getting to. But, you know, it seems to be fluctuating. I'm either gaining new members and they're having them removed, or my old members are being unsubscribed, including people that have memberships, which is really shitty. But, you know, and just remember to hit the like button as well. Maybe leave a note on the comment or video on the video or something. You know, a little bit of engagement. It always helps. Hey, it's good to see you too, Jacob. You'd spank him? No, he'd probably enjoy it too much, Shaz. Can't keep me here, I'm an American. I'm not trying to keep anyone anywhere, Mandy. Hey, Statuesque. Just took down the Christmas lights on a ghetto ladder without shoes in 38-degree weather. Not too crazy, but maybe to some. Yeah, well, I took mine down yesterday. It took me all of about 20 minutes. It really takes a hell of a lot longer to put Christmas lights up than it does bring them down, that's for sure. So, hey, Esprit Fleck. All I can say is thank heavens for the sandbar. It could have been so much worse. That is very true. What the fuck did Meatwad do today? I have no idea, Sleazy. Apparently he was doing something that was causing some sort of loud noises or bangs or some shit. So... lovely. Okay, moving on. The 5 woke economists who will decide how much Californians pay in reparations. The 5 economists who will determine just how much the state will pay to black Californians for historic injustices include a professor who has called for a nationwide reparation payment of up to $14 trillion. Other members of the expert panel advising California's Reparations Task Force on what they believe would be a fair amount repaid to the descendants of racial discrimination have said that there is no such thing as a black middle class and argued the plight of the Native American is irrelevant. Don't know, Mandy. Hopefully that'll come up. Oh, all 5 apparently. Well, there you go. That needs a Dr. Evil meme. Yes, it does. Hey, Dance Bloke. Now, see, I raised this in Nick's chat last night as well, because I was very curious to get some people's opinion, like, unfiltered opinion, before I brought this particular news article up. Um, it's interesting because the other thing that people raised were, are reparations going to be paid to the descendants of the white slaves at the time, or the Chinese slaves that built the railroads and the roads and things like that? But like, I hadn't quite got this far, and it literally says the plight of the Native Americans is irrelevant. If you really want to experience dad energy, try taking down icicle lights that are stapled to the roof. Oh, yeah. I don't like stapling things to roofs. Like, why would you purposely punch even tiny holes into the thing that's supposed to keep water out of your house and off your head, Like, it makes no sense to me. Kelly has a few other minorities to pay reparations to long before AA, if that is the route they wish to go. I want reparations for the 1812 war. Meaty told me all about it. We were stitched up. Bloody Ghent Treaty. Okay. I really hope Ghent wasn't a slur or anything, because I have no idea what the fuck that means. They claim to love African Americans, yet they sue Elon Musk, who is an African American. Don't trust this. Seems like something to rile up the right. Alright. Had the same thought. Aussie Overlaw'd. I stuck wreaths and lights around the porch. Well, there you go. What about ginger slaves? I'm putting out odds on reparations at less than 0. Woke professors William Spriggs, Thomas Kramer, Cassia Campbell, William A. Sandy Darity Jr., and his wife, lecturer Christine Mullen. Hang on, wait. There's a husband and wife on the panel? It's almost as bad as Fauci having his wife as his ethics overlooker. How many emus does it take to liberate Canada? We don't have enough emus. Honestly, I don't think we would have enough emus. Bill and Hillary. So like CRT, it's an academic theory in an academic setting. They're charged with quantifying the past economic injustices African Americans faced and determining how much compensation black Californians should receive for those crimes. The controversial task force now has until the end of June to submit its final report outlining just how much black Californians are owed and how much residents would be entitled to from the funds. Thought they would all be gay. Okay. No one's going to make bank on the back end of a reparation system. No. So you're saying that Canada is stronger than Australia? No, I'm just saying that Trudeau... Wait, is it Trudeau that's in Canada? Hang on. It is Trudeau, yeah. I just think that he's got as much of a stranglehold on the country as any other Dickensian. What was that? This all sounds a little racist to me. Yeah, well, I think that's probably the whole point. Hello, Danielle. How are you? Use my expertise in family research and genetic family tracing to rebuild what names I can for those of my distant cousins that were never noted by name, just number. This and kindness are all I got. Oh, there you go. Gotta look into this. I live in California. It seems like some bullshit, though. Oh. Yeah, well, Matthew, if you come across anything, let me know. It was Turdo. Okay. Trashdo. No reparations for Native Americans. They were here first, in my opinion. Well, I don't know. Like, as bad as... Hey, waxing me across. As bad as it sounds, to me, this sounds like the squeaky wheel gets the oil. You know? Or the... What is it? Squeaky wheel gets the grease. The 5 members of the so-called expert panel have previously presented a report outlining the 5 harms or atrocities the state of California has committed against black people and made rough estimates of how much their descendants should be rewarded. Using historical data, the expert panel calculated that black Californians who lived in the state between 1933 and 1977 experienced a housing wealth gap of $223,239 or $5,074 each year. Newsom created this task force a few years ago, though, or is this a different one? It sounds like it might have been a few years ago, but they're coming to a head where they have to have the report filed by June. Why do the governments of Canada both have more draconian style lockdown mandates compared to us? Second Amendment, maybe? You think? Honestly, as bad as it sounds, I kind of feel like Commonwealth countries, the UK, Canada, Australia, we're a little more docile when it comes to the government because I actually don't know why, honestly. I guess we kind of feel like our government does more for us because we have things like socialist healthcare and, that sort of thing. But I don't get it either, honestly. I really don't. So when will Africa pay up? No clue. Oh yes, Squeaky Wheel gets the reparations. What? Are you becoming pro-gun and pro-2A? That really just goes to show that people don't actually take into account what I say when I say it. I was never actually anti-guns. I just want to keep them out of the hands of people that are insane. If blacks needs reparation, I am all for it. Let's get it from Africa, who sold their own people off. Aren't they wanting reparations paid to polar bears as well? Well, I mean, look, in addition to this, the other thing that came out yesterday was that a bunch of people are trying to pressure Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange himself, because his great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather owned a plantation. So they want him to pay up. Aussie's pro F-16s and nukes. Do you want to keep guns away from the government? Yeah, probably couldn't hurt. Frankly. There are task forces to develop reparation proposals for African Americans to recommend appropriate ways to educate the Californian public of the task force findings. Seriously? And to recommend appropriate remedies in consideration of the task force findings. Most democratic nations have socialist aspects, which is not a bad thing. We're all screwed then. Want to join Hayden in the Outback for bazooka shooting practice? The funny thing is we probably could actually do that at one stage. If we really, really wanted to. Kamala Harris's grandfather owned a plantation? Seriously? Also, Wicked Psyched, I think that's a new name.
Hello there.
Good to see you. Thank you for joining in. Also, guys, if there is anyone lurking, if we've got any new people, just throw a wave in the chat just so I can acknowledge you and say hello. I very much prefer interacting with chat. I get that some people prefer to remain anonymous and just lurk, but so it's always I like to say hello. We took the Native Americans' land. Now they're opening casinos and taking it back. Grandmother was part Native American. Oh, there you go. The Irish were slaves too. Saw that bullshit. How many generations have to go by before they stop trying to hold people accountable? Yeah. Just have to laugh because we can't funding for mental health and shut down facilities to help and or contain and wonder why mentally unstable people are getting guns and killing people. Well, I mean, look, we can't talk. For anyone that saw the episode yesterday, the federal government has slashed the government-funded mental health sessions by half, dropped them from 20 down to 10 this year. So, yeah, What's that? Constitutional law professor stated it very succinctly. In a democracy, 50.1% of the populace can vote to piss on the cornflakes of the other 49.9. US is a constitutional republic, people. Yeah, well, you know, straight democracy isn't great, is it? Lurking, always lurking, fair enough. Wait, what was that? Found an indenture for one of the 11th GG, English boy who couldn't pay his parents. Shit, now I can't see because it's in the road. What did that say? Debts after they passed. Oh, that's not great. Caitlin Williams is out there lurking. No worries. Tiberius CX, hello. Misery. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it for just making yourselves known. Have watched me on other streams as a guest. Well, thank you for coming and having a look at the channel then. I appreciate that. Norma Jean, hello.
Hello there.
Hi there from a lurker. Little old me. Oh, I love that name. Wait, did I mispronounce that and just think that was funny? Maybe. I don't know. Love lurking, an old English term. Think you're cute too. Oh, thank you. Got to get that unstable vote. Yeah. Constant Creek's Freedom says lurking, always lurking.
Hello there.
Andrew, 1/3 of all free blacks in New Orleans were commercial slave owners. Oh, Jesus, Rabbit. Seriously, thank you so much. Rabbit has once again thrown another 5 memberships. Mighty Meat got one. As did Boomer, Jay Liebgett, Valhalla Awaits, who I'm pretty sure is at judo at the moment, isn't he? Thank you very much, Rabbit. You continue to be a fantastic supporter of the channel and fucking awesome. Around the world, hello. Going back to pre-2020 session numbers, which was 10. Yep. Which is not, it's not going to be enough. Like, literally, it's less than 1 a month. Think we should have an emperor like France had? Here's the kicker. There are laws against mentally ill people from buying guns. Also laws against committing murder. If someone's willing to break the laws, re-murder, they will break them. True. Don't say hi. That's how he sucks you in. Stingy. John, nice to meet you. Yeah, but John, you're a long-time funny person, honestly. Do you get reparations for your Irish ancestors? Well, someone said that we should get reparations from the Vikings, basically. Do you recall Bloomberg wanted to do a soda tax? Personally, should have suggested a tax of the government instead. I would be happy if the government... You know what I would really like? I would like a plebiscite or a referendum or just a you know what? Fuck it. A public vote on how much politicians get paid. Let's do a slight experiment here, okay? I'm going to have a quick look. Okay. Base salary for the members of federal parliament in Australia is $211,000. And the House of Representatives itself is 151 people times $211,250. $32 million a year. I'm sorry, but those smunts up in Canberra aren't doing $32 million a year worth of work. And that's just the House of Representatives. That's not including the Senate. Because to that, we add another 76. So we got 151 plus 76 times 211,000. Was it 211,000? 250. By the time you get around to that, $48 million. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Don't forget to move over to live chat, just so you don't miss anything. Hey, Simple Pleasures. So, I'm sorry, but in what universe are they entitled to that kind of amount of money? Because in addition to that, they get the travel perks. Literally, someone flew from Melbourne to Geelong in a private helicopter. I'm sorry, but that's like a half-hour drive. What was that? Someone on the local council's getting 350,000. Hang on, I'm jumping around in chat. I'll come back. Come fuck up your government for that kind of money. Exactly. Politicians should be paid a pittance instead of what they get now. They're serving the voters in the country that they belong to, not themselves. Exactly. Quite surprised I said it right. Said what right? Susie's right. Happy New Year to you too. I'm not a mod. Hayden just likes to blue me. Oh, Mandy. How many subscribers for Hayden to do the truffle shuffle? I'll do 8,500. Another 6.5. 6,500 and I'll do a truffle shuffle. Maybe. Especially given your mixed heritage, it's very complicated. Okay. Gun laws aren't made for criminals, but law-abiding citizens. Yeah, and look, I think that's the real problem, isn't it, really? How do you address the criminal nature of things? Like, I'm not sure if they're just better at hiding it here, or whatever else, but, you know, fuck. Staying away from my daughter's birthday party to say hi. Jesus, Jason, come on. But thank you. Lol, a mod membership package. Meaty, Val, Libby, Rabbit. What have you done? Don't encourage them. Savvy Sue is lurking while cooking dinner.
Hello there.
Mutt based on your bloodline, okay. Majority of gun violence is gang violence. There's a school shooting in Detroit, Philly, and New York every day because of gangs. There's over 3 million defensive uses of firearms every day. So how do you sort that out? How, Snafu? Actually, no. I'll say it to everyone in chat. How? What would be the best way to sort of to snuff out gang violence? What? Fuck no, we didn't buy slaves. We stole them fair and square. Portuguese and Spanish fucked over a lot of indigenous people hard. Also Wales. Fat tax. Don't tax the sugar, tax the fatties. Hey! Boosted up to 20 during C19. Now it's back to 10 like it was before C19. Yeah, okay. That's fine, Karina. I'm still saying 10 was never enough. The mental health sector was already significantly underfunded. Even at 20, that's still probably not enough, frankly. Minimum wage for the state they serve, and then death penalty for any bribes. Does that mean Europe can get reparations from Rome? By the same logic, yeah. How about reparations from the Romans, Mongols, and the Moors? Well, see, here's the thing. That's what I was thinking. Shouldn't any descendant of Genghis Khan have to pay some serious reparations as well? I'm descendant of the chief's daughter from the tribe that sold New York. I want New York back. Good luck with that. Buy so much coke and so many hookers with 32 million. Exactly. Like, $32 million. Even $47 million. Like, that's an insane amount of money. And it's not like they need it. Because they get living allowances. They get tax cuts on transport. They get government cars that drive them around. What the fuck are they spending $211,000 on per year? Oh, it's compensation because they have to be in Canberra and away from their families. Half the time they're not even sitting in the fucking house. Like, seriously. Local councils are on 300,000 plus. Fuck. They get government credit cards and pay nothing. It's a fucking racket. Public servants pay much better than it used to. Oh, we have a membership thing. See, I got sucked in just as I said. The fat man has powers and I can't get away. Shinji, I release you. Fully endorsed gun control. 2 hands firmly on the pew pew. Plenty of practice. Perfects control of the gun. Yep. Problem is, it's not the taxpayers who would be the one that owe reparations. It would be the banks who discriminated. Okay. Should get minimum wage. Maybe they would raise it. That's my thoughts on the matter, frankly. Stop treating people as a underclass. Yeah, I agree. Prohibition does not work. My great-grandfather 11th invented the indoor loo. Lol, his godmother Elizabeth liked it so much she installed one in her residence. Sad to report, he never patented the idea. Thank you, Sir Harrington. First thing, ban politicians from investing in the stock market or companies. Wouldn't be surprised if there was a lot of insider trading. That would not shock me. That would not shock me at all. Post Port Arthur, there were discussions on whether to license bullets instead of licensing weapons. Probably would have made a hell of a lot more sense, frankly. Increased access to... Damn, I must be really behind in chat. Okay, hang on. Legalize what you can get, what you can. The gangs make profit on. Crack down hard. Fair enough. Public executions. Hello, Cloud Illusions. How you doing? Got to teach gun safety. Remove probably 90% of the gun laws. Okay. Overpopulation, annihilation. Jesus, Mandy. I feel like we just need to give Mandy an AR and just drop her in the middle of certain areas. Preferably a shooting range where she can sort of take out all of that pent-up energy. Public displays of punishment, executions, or otherwise bring back the stocks. I think your B button might not be working simply. Owes Val and I reparations. Tell them about the Pineapple Express story arc and we're good. What, you mean when you ran away from your own channel like a little bitch and left Val with no clue? Don't get me wrong, it was fucking funny. And people, I tweeted it out and put a post on it yesterday. They did a amazingly edited video where Mighty went up on Jess Reloaded's channel with Sleazy. And all I can say is I feel sorry for Kaiser Pineapple. He was the only innocent bystander in that. Go on, give the video a watch though. It was fucking funny. So happy Brittany Higgins, she got engaged over New Year's. Seems to be doing well. Did she? It's funny how that hasn't been reported. I had no clue. That has not popped up. Simply Green's the rightful king of Ireland. Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to jump the chat, guys. I'm sorry. I'm getting way too far behind and we still got more stuff to do. So I'm just going to skim quickly through. Death by Snoo Snoo. Stop calling the gang. Call them gay clubs. Then you'll have a gay club violence problem, not a gang problem. Problem solved. That would actually probably really work. Increased access to education, meaningful career opportunities, proven to work every time it's been implemented. Well, there you go. What's that? Okay, I'll go cancel it. California is speaking to housing being denied to black people between 1930 and 77. Banks denied the loans. Ah, okay. Interesting. Costs money to grease the wheels. That's one way of looking at it, Darren, I suppose. Mental health is not the cause of gun violence in America. Gang violence is not counted as shootings also. Really? I'd be interested to actually see statistics and sit down and read through some stuff. Senator Abigail Hutchins, who founded the town of Long Island. Your people, my people too. Okay. Looks like a talking koala, that's what I say. Keep going up the chain. The people at the top aren't the richest on the richest list because everything in their life is paid for. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't exist. No birth certificate. It's an interesting way of looking at it. Are you okay with tax fraud or not paying taxes but lying and saying that you do? Look, no. Because, look, and this is going to be a really unpopular and controversial opinion. I do believe that taxes, when used appropriately, are good and proper. Because you can't have an entirely... You can't have a system that doesn't include aspects of various economic systems. I do believe that there should be welfare for those that genuinely need it. But here's the thing, okay? There's a difference between being on disability from, say, having PTSD for serving your country and having 5 kids and just living off that. I shit you not, there was a period where I was in university and I sat and did the math. If my wife and I sat down and cranked out 5 kids and neither of us worked, we would have more money coming in from government assistance than her working full-time as a legal secretary in a law firm. That's how fucked up the system is. It needs to be a safety net, not something that people can sponge off of for the rest of their entire lives. In terms of taxes, I'm talking about, maintaining roads, public funding for education, and very little else, really. I would love for them to take that 47 million, cut it down to, I don't know, minimum wage per person, so drop it to 227 by, say... Take roughly 30 million, and how about you throw that into the education system? I know that's not going to do a lot across a state, or even across Australia. One thing at a time, Got to teach gun safety, remove probably 90% of the gun laws. Okay. We're screwed when the reparations don't work, just like payouts from COVID didn't work either. My family's related to cavemen who invented the stick. Heard today Harry's divorcing Meghan Markle. What? That's got to be tabloid shit. Hang on. Harry accuses royal family of planting stories in latest attack. Not saying anything about them getting divorced. Apparently he did an ITV interview broadcast on Sunday where he basically said he wants his father and brother back. Well, drop her. That's the only way that's going to go. Can't shoot an AR, boobs bounce too much. Pixar, it didn't happen, Mandy. You know what? With Bill Gates' politics, well, in regards to population, I'm surprised he's not giving us guns to everyone if that is so dangerous. It's actually a good point. Fossil Steve will take you to the range. There you go. Spent the money on alcohol? Quite possibly. Go cancel it. Go cancel what? What, your membership? No, seriously, I just didn't want you to think I was holding you against your will. And I don't want anyone to ever think that I'm holding them against their will. So. Oh, shit. What's Marty said? Love you dearly, friend. Keep up the good work, buddy. Thank you, Rabbit, for the membership. And thank you from Valhalla Awaits as well. Okay, who are you and what have you done with Marty? People, DEFCON 1. I think the man's being held hostage, at the very least. Stuck out filling TGA forms so I can bulk buy ethanol. Oh, seriously? Okay, hang on. Which form is it? Consent for non. Is it consent for non-compliance or is it? Oh, hang on. For ethanol, that's going to be. Look, I know you're taking the piss, but so am I. I'm just having fun with this now. Application for approval to use a restricted representation in advertising. Ooh. Import-export of unapproved therapeutic goods for experimental purposes. See, I love learning new things. If you hadn't brought this up, Shaz, I wouldn't know that these forms existed. And now I do. I think I read that already. If you like us, like, subscribe, and share to get Aussie Overlaw'd to 10k. That'd be very much appreciated. And thank you for that, Rabbit. Actually, Rabbit, why are you not a mod? Like, I already have several mods, but you know what? There we go. Just because you're freaking awesome. Look at Pelosi stocks, better profits than picks than Madoff. Huh. Needs headphones with koala ears. You guys would never let me live it down. Only reason I'm still in California is I have a house with in the proposed state of Jefferson. Fingers crossed. Okay. Tell your wife to stop swallowing and get on with it. Remember how Arnold Schwarzenegger answered the question about his salary during the time he was in politics on the Graham Norton show? He laughed and said something like he didn't need it. That was a good point. Yeah. It's sick when I see a huge family get help and then I'm refused just because it's just me. Yeah, see, that's complete and utter bullshit. Honestly. Heather McDonald has some great literature and research on gun control and mass shootings. It is definitely worth researching her stats. Okay, thank you for that. Actually, where's my book? I got a notebook, people. I got a notebook to write things down now. Do you think I got a pen, though? Of course not. Why would I be that smart? Shit. Oh, look, no, that's a red pen. I don't want to use a red pen. Ah, there we go. Black pen. What was her name? Heather McDonald. Heather McDonald. Gun stats. Thank you. Taxes aren't the problem. The corruption, misspending, and politicians paying off political donors is. Abso-fucking-lutely. Brought some sour cream and onion Pringles. They have no flavour. I think they stuffed up during manufacturing somehow. Oh, and for anyone that asks, the Palmer shapes, not good. I didn't enjoy them. It was like a weird cross between chicken flavoured and barbecue flavoured. It was not at all what I was expecting. From the neighbouring cave cleaner prehistoric times. Mm-hmm. Don't let Hayden mod you. He's holding you against your will. Mandy, if you want out, just tell me. I'm more than happy to take the restraints off. What's a TGA form? Therapeutic Goods Administration form. Good dose of acid, nothing to worry about. Okay, fair enough. The US has a form for the ownership of nuclear weapons. Instead of reparations, spend the money on agricultural projects, then deprive people from the projects can get opportunity for production employment, say in cotton or sugar farming. Fuck, greedy! You don't know how to mod. It's okay, Rabbit. It's more of a show of respect from me than anything else. I don't expect you to do anything. Apparently, Mighty doesn't like that I pronounce it schedule. Just realised that Mighty Meat was satisfied today by a rabbit. Touchdown! On paper? Unbreaded. Oh shit, you guys make me have some fun, you know that? You really do. There was that. That's why I said it. I saw that. And then the chat moved. Bite a finger right in blood? No. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like... I'm a little bit iffy about, like, doing things to my hands like that. Like, I'd do it if I had to for, like, if I was saving the world or some shit like that. But, know there are uses for it, but when a guy says, oh, I have a chunk of uranium, I have to ask what for. Trying to be like Chris Jericho, you just made the list. Here there is a family of 12. He's an insurance business owner. She runs a gymnastics business and has received $1 million loan for business building and $500 for a home on full welfare. On full welfare? Nah, that's fucked. Just got done ordering the shapes. Oh, lovely. Ms. Amanda, you will have to do a breakdown for us, probably in the Foodie channel, and just let us know what you think of the various Australian things. Jesus, Rabbit. 5 more memberships incoming for Zero Signal, Shaz, Jonathan, Cloud... oh, no, not Cloud Legends. Mandy got one. There you go. And Gene XO. For anyone that doesn't know, the random gifts that get given out go to the people that interact with the chat mostly. So the people that consistently chat, the people that like the videos, subscribe, that comment on things. That's basically how it's determined. Wow, I must have a pimple there or something, because that hurts. Thank you very much, Rabbit. You're awesome. And degenerated. Yep. Okay, I can't be a cute and cuddly koala all the time. Doesn't work that way. Oh, that's a bit better. Okay. Alright. Can you still order uranium on Amazon? No idea. I assume so, if you can, You love this chat. We love you too, Zero. You can order uranium supplies from Atomic... Oh god, that's just going to annoy me. Shit, I should have left it alone. Say schedule. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's pronounced schedule. Back. Lost the interwebs for a minute. Watching the lightning is cool, though. Oh, enjoying the sun? You celebrating. Lovely. United Nuclear, you say? UK Foreign Office has confirmed that 2 British citizens were on the SeaWorld helicopters that crashed. Oh, shit. They were tourists. None of the mods were members. No, that's fine. Rabbit won't stop till everyone's green. Keep touching it, you'll go blind. Hey! Alright, at least I'm at the bottom of the chat. Hello, Hurley!
Hello there.
Gotta go mod on Rob Gavay's channel. Everyone have a blessed new year. No worries, Just Cause. Enjoy. Koalas aren't always cute. Have you seen a wet koala? Yes. Yes, and we've seen the drop bears. Hey, Flux. Shit. Sorry, guys. I really should have just left it. Okay. We got really off topic there. Okay. They also determined that the potential income lost by incarcerated black Californians from 1971, the beginning of the then President Nixon war on drugs, through to the present being a total of $124,204, being $2,494 per year. So does that mean they're going to start paying reparations to the white people that were incarcerated because of the war on drugs? Or the Asians, or the other ethnicities? Like, seriously. I still can't believe that they actually incarcerated black Californians, so 1 in 3 fathers. Fuck the hell. Oh, that's almost as bad as Nate's joke on Joe's stream the other night. Oh my god. Fuck. The 5-member expert panel argues because black Californians face disproportionate health outcomes with shorter life expectancies. You would say that with your white privilege, bigot. Fuck you, Mighty. You're whiter than I am. Look how well the war on drugs turned out. Mm-hmm. What about the Japanese imprisoned in internment camps during World War II? Well, there's that too. Keep in mind that Cali also wants to tax people who moved away for 10 years after they moved. What? Did Joe even pay Nate? No, I don't think he did. Because it was specifically anyone on the panel was ineligible. That's why I didn't rip out any of the really bad dad jokes. Japanese Americans did get reparations, though, for being put in internment camps. Oh, there you go. Okay. Cali actively making slaves pay for slavery. Need reparations for having to hang out with my pot dealer for like an hour every time I buy. What? Andrew, you need a new pot dealer. Give all the soldiers acid, then you can have a war on drugs. What does any of this have to do with Hayden's hairy legs? I have no clue. How did that even come into things? Black Californians face disproportionate health outcomes with shorter life expectancies than white Californians, and black mothers are 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than other groups. They are therefore entitled to $127,226 each year. But these are just rough estimates, Campbell said at a recent meeting, and the total amount paid to the black Californians could be even higher. It will ultimately be up to California state legislators to approve the payments. The Daily Mail has now taken a closer look at these so-called experts coming up with these figures. William Spriggs argues that economics is racist. This guy reckons that economics is racist. Okay. That's when you tell Cloud to look up at your eyes and not down there. Well, the second camera isn't on, is it? Hayden wears pantyhose. Does it resemble a chia pet? You know, I've heard that before. I don't know what the fuck a chia pet is. Your sister's a cop in Cali? Shit. Everything okay, Flux? Where the absolute fuck are they going to keep getting the money from? I have no clue, Mighty. Taxing the white folk from the sounds of it. Like, sorry. Taxing everybody who is not black from the sounds of it. Because they literally said that the Native Americans are irrelevant. And they've mentioned no other demographics. Like, I'm sorry if I'm coming across as racist here. I really am. But this is some grade A bullshit. Looks like a squeezed dick. Derbies to dirt faces. American Dreamer has a tan. Well, there you go, American Dreamer. You might be eligible for reparations. I think a number of people mentally don't separate peacetime versus wartime. We've been in a state of peace so long, so there's got to be some leeway during a war. If I leave suddenly, just got a notification under Tornado Watch. Jesus. Well, yes, please be safe. Economics equals racist, so no reparations. You'll show me a chia pet, remind you? Yeah, but then I won't trust what the chia pet actually looks like. You're an anti-cop in Cali. What I imagine a AI-generated human sock puppet would look like. Where's his chin? Right there, I think. Oh, fuck off. Wow, that just made him look so much worse. Works night shift, so there's no Karens out, so that's nice. Oh, good. It is some grade A bullshit. Okay, good. So it's not just me. Sorry, I'll scroll back down so I can actually... William Spriggs, a professor and former chair of the economics department at Howard University, has said economic models inherently include racist ideas. Oh, we have a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. We appreciate you, Hayden. Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you, American Dreamer. I appreciate you. And thank you very much for your super chat. Guy can't be real. Apparently he is. It does... I'm not going to lie, Mez. It sounds like they're trying to start a race war. There has to be some sort of reasoning behind it. You're Polish, so you get money too? Huh, okay. You are, but I'll lay the racist conduct on this bullshit topic, and I'm legit a quarter native. Turn the colour of burnt red crayon in the summer. Really? Not leaving until you have to. Rabbit, for God's sakes, please look after yourself, okay? I don't want to find out that someone has my video on repeat sitting on their phone after a tornado's passed through, okay? I don't want to be responsible for that shit. Everyone hates a racist, but a racist only hates a few people. You really don't know what a chia pet is? Honestly, it's nothing bad. It's a plant you grow in a pot. Oh, okay. Hey, Linda. Very white, never go out in the sun. Oh, shit. Either it's all planets or random, both are equally terrifying. Need to send Hayden a chia pet. No, that's fine, people. A, it might not get through customs if it's got seeds and stuff, but I'm sure I can look it up. Polish people are Slavic. Slavic comes from the word slave, therefore I'm entitled to money too. There's actually sound logic to that. Okay. If it's random, we accidentally get the entire Western world. House is 120 years old and still there. Okay. ATSB is currently doing a press conference on Channel 7. Okay, well, we can go back to that. Won't get through the biosecurity, and we have chia pets here in Australia. Oh, do we? Oh, thanks, Shaz. Literally grass seeds. Okay. It's just another way to take more money from the taxpayers. It will never actually go to any citizens spent on new government programs, probably. Speaking to CNBC at the height of the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020, he said the basic economic principles perpetuate inequality. Yeah, that's capitalism. What's your point? But that's got nothing to do with race. It's whoever's at the top and controlling effectively the pyramid. So we ignore the constructs that a society's created. The purpose of these constructs is to create inequality. More recently, Spriggs suggested people applying for unemployment insurance should not have to prove that they're searching for a job, as he said that any reductions in unemployment insurance would further the income disparity between black people and white people. Oh, fuck off. If you're getting youth allowance or government assistance here, you have to prove that you're going and looking at jobs. As well you should be. Because it should be a fucking safety net. Not something that you rely on.
California's committee studying reparations for African Americans met today to talk about who could possibly get payments. The task force, the first of its kind in the country, previously voted to limit reparations to black residents whose ancestors were living in the U.S. in the 19th century. Well, now they're looking at additional eligibility requirements. The task force has until July to complete its report and recommendations for lawmakers.
How do I cancel? Oh, maybe I'll just wait. And pause. Okay. He was appointed by the then President Barack Obama in 2009 to serve as the Assistant Secretary of the Office of Policy and the Department of Labor, and was a former president of the National Economics Association, an organization of black economists. Spriggs now works as a chief economist for the AFL-CIO and serves on the National Bureau of Economic Research. Danny Arn taught us a Slavic thing. I'm a person of colour technically because I'm Polish. Okay. With Japanese American reparations during Reagan, I think it was like 20,000 of those that were actually interned. So let's do 20,000 of those that were slaves. Seems fair. Planned obsolescence killed built to last. Of course it did. Perry White's not actually white. No shit. Kelly will approve the money, but no one left in Kelly will qualify. There's your photo on Discord of a cheer. Oh, thank you. Illegal to discriminate in employment based on race. If there's income inequality, it's because of laziness. 23andMe said I'm 1.3% of African descent. Does that mean I get part of the reparation? Not based on what they sound like they're changing in terms of in order to qualify. There was a Trump cheer. Funny video that I must watch. Oh, for fuck's sake, Mighty. Guys, what I will do is share this and bring it up. This is the link to the Pineapple Express video that he did. Valhalla losing his absolute shit because Mighty was a dick. I'm not gonna lie, it was fucking funny. No, but Hayden, they owe us. We didn't ask to be born. You have to provide for us forever. You know, just like you did for the slaves. What? Jack Black is actually well black. Worst case, you could become an Aussie bartender busking for tips. Well, look. Any of the ladies in chat, if you really want to come to Australia, you can easily get a job working behind a bar. There are plenty of lingerie and titty bars. Otherwise... Yeah, no, I mean, you can go and pick fruit and do all sorts of things. We are a land of opportunity. What is the arrow to the right of the subscribe button when you initially subscribe? That's new. There's a button to the right after you subscribe? Oh! That's to change what notifications you receive. People, if you're not getting notifications, that might actually be the reason why. So, you know what, Marty? Just because I'm a good bloke, I'm actually going to do this so I can use it as an example. So that's Mighty Meat's video about the Pineapple Express. Okay, guys, if you can hear me, it's currently coming through the microphone on my camera. For some damn reason, this microphone has just decided to kick it. I don't know what the fuck to do. The sound must be terrible because it's literally coming through my camera right there. I'm gonna have to try and see what I can do. Hang on, give me a second. Cable. No, that's the wrong one. That's coming out of there, so that's going there. Where the hell is that gone? Try switching it off and on again. That's the idea, Helen. I'm gonna try. Okay, let's see. Yes! Okay, audio's back. No idea what the fuck that was about. No clue. In the slightest. Apparently I don't know, maybe the cable must have just... Did your leg unplug something? No, that's what I can't understand. I didn't touch a goddamn thing! I did not touch a damn thing! So... Oh... Fucking hell. Sorry about that, guys. Part of the stream, we were trying to read Hayden's lips. Whoops. No way, you seen the spiders? No, fair enough. Okay, so out of curiosity, because I was not actually paying attention to the audio or the volume or anything, did we at least get the demonstration of how to click the arrow so that you get the notifications? Crisis averted? Yeah, we got there. Mandy! Or arrow? Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, so people. Channel. Okay? Tempted to do something, but it was fucked. Nothing at all on your channel came across. Who is that guy? This is the video for Mighty Meat on his channel. We saw you unsubscribe from Mighty Meat. I did unsubscribe, but I resubscribed. And I'm going to unsubscribe again, so you can watch it all again from scratch. It's literally, when you come to the channel, you click the subscribe button. Then you have... See? It's done it again. It's switched to personalized. Okay? Based on the generic settings that YouTube attaches to your account, if you've never changed it, you will only get very few notifications. So you click on all to make sure you're getting all the notifications when I'm going live, when I send out posts, all that sort of stuff. Okay? Alright. Alright, back to this guy. So Thomas Kramer, a German expat who teaches public policy at the University of Connecticut, made a name for himself in 2015 when he released his formula showing that black Americans are owed $14 trillion in reparations. He arrived at that figure, he said, by tabulating how many hours all slaves worked in the US from when the country was officially established in 1776 to when slavery was abolished, and multiplied that by the average wages at the time. This thing on? $14 trillion he reckons should be paid. Let it goat. It's on. It's Apostle Steve, I was being a smartass. For me, the model calculations help us wrap our minds around the magnitude of the injustice, he told Yukon magazine in 2019, noting that the amount owed has since increased to 19 to $20 trillion. He went on to argue to the Connecticut Mirror that even though that's a large amount of money, the United States has never shied away from a big project. Still less than the Ukrainians. Mandy, You know the difference between a trillion and a billion, don't you? Oh, wait. No, sorry. Flux. Jesus, sorry. Flux, you do know the difference between a billion and a trillion. If I'm a person who lived through slavery back then, and I wouldn't mind them having some extra cash. 14 trillion would be the second highest GDP globally. Fuck. He later put his words into action by partnering with Georgetown University to repay the descendants of 272 slaves. William Darity Jr. and Christian Mellon argue other races' plights don't matter. Yep. As a Texan, the rest of America's retarded to us. Oh, hang on, we got something interesting there. What was that? I'm a damn professional genealogist and do work as a historian. I have never seen any documents that kept track of the hours that each slave worked. They don't exist. They took $45 trillion so far that we've... pretty sure it was 45 billion was the last one. Go easy, she's a woman. Oh, sleazy, that's not nice. I'm an equal opportunity arsehole. Oh, fuck. I just realised how that could be taken too. Mighty Meat just wants to get all the mods fired. Goddamn feds, it's the only person not here, Valhalla. Happened to meme the other day. Oh, did it? Add captioning to the stream. They're supposed to be captioning. It's supposed to come through automatically. I have no idea why it doesn't. You attempted to do something nice, but it was fucked. Nothing at all on my channel came in. Okay. Well, I did it the second time. Need to stop making those mic licking videos. I'll stop for the moment. I'll make another one when that stupid like dual mic with the ears on the side actually shows up. Arrived at that number by being a fruitcake, quite possibly. Are the descendants of black owners of slaves going to have to pay too? I think that's the idea of what they're doing, Linda, is that they're saying, well, anyone that's paying taxes are the ones that need to be paying these reparations, so... As a Texan, the rest of America's retarded to us, saw that. 14 trillion is Nancy Pelosi's vodka bill. What about the Vikings? Vikings founded North America 500 years before Columbus. Sorry, found it. And the bastards gotten all the glory. 105 trillion for the descendants of Vikings. Yes, Jason, and then the Vikings can pass that on to everyone that they pillaged. And we're going to go around in a fucking circle. That lady scares you? It's an estimated model similar to climate change models, yep. It was Boolean. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Literally identified as Texan before American, you're not lying? Shit. Part Native American, keep the money, give me my family history that was lost or hidden. Okay. Whole bullshit makes me so angry. Sorry, I was mixing it up with our other dead as a nation. Fair enough. Captions in Australian. What? Shillifrap. Oh, fuck off, oi. I couldn't even understand the first two words that you wrote there, Mandy. The captions don't understand Australian. Yeah, why would they? What is a reasonable number, then added 14 trillion for good measure. We're already pillaged that Viking money from the Swedes and the Danes later on. Oh, okay. What about reparations for the gays there? Oh, fuck, Mighty Meat. Flux, you can take that out on him, not me. 14 trillion, how much they'll eventually try to fine AJ. Oh, Jesus. You know how tribes got land, they conquered other tribes, so where would it end? Yeah. It's not a point. It's not a... you're not wrong there. Literally a privilege to see the shitty country if we want to. We wave it around a lot. Okay, let's try and work out exactly why these people say that the plights of other races don't matter. William Darity Jr. and his wife, lecturer Kristen Mullen, literally wrote the book on reparations, arguing cash payments are the only way to move forward in American society. Yes, because giving people a whole bunch of cash with no education on how to use it is always a brilliant thing. Everyone knows everyone, it's BS. Australian. They said the costs of slavery run too deep in American society, with Darity once suggesting that there is no such thing as a black middle class, only slightly wealthier people of a marginalised group. And together they have argued that the injustice committed against black people outweigh all of the injustices committed against other racial groups. They acknowledge in their book, From Here to Equality, Reparations for Black Americans in the 21st Century, that while Native Americans could make a far more costly claim to the American government than black Americans, potentially including the entire territory of the United States, their claims are irrelevant due to the urgency of the claims made by black people. Smaller nations only exist because larger nations keep peace. If that balance is upset, what stops them? What's to stop them? The whole Asian community was banned from entering the US until the 50s. Okay, guys in chat, can we take a second? I would very much like to hear from the regulars that have identified themselves previously as being part of the African American community. I want to get your opinion on these guys. Like, what... How do you feel about these people representing your interests? They speak as if all black people are for reparations. Less than 1/3 of the black population is trying to force this to happen. Meanwhile, all the blacks are getting shit from BS. Yeah. Should make fairies pay us reparations for existing. Darity now works as director of the Samuel Dubois Cook Center on Social Equity at Duke University and is a professor of public policy, African and African American studies, and economics. Called the lady from Ohio on that video, but it sent me to a voicemail. Okay. As a person whose ancient ancestry dates back to Africa and the Middle East, meow. Okay. Love everyone, don't group people together. Well, there you go. You gave yours. I appreciate that, Statuesque. For legal reasons, that was a joke. They want us to fight. I think the chat is white. That's why I asked specifically for the people that this was going to affect the most to speak out, basically. Scotland talked about exiting the UK. We were like, do it. Love sees no colour? No. No, I know Statuesque, and I appreciate that. I do. Thank you. As long as you fight amongst yourselves, are they happy? Keep it up. It's true. They'd much rather that we all fight amongst ourselves rather than... Oh, you actually called her? That's what you meant? I thought you were talking about this chick. No shit, and it went to voicemail. Only black below the what? Jesus Christ. So not tried a group is not good build, though. We are humans, and humans love to be in our tribes, though we just shouldn't fight each other. Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we all bleed the same colour. At the end of the day, we're all going to wind up looking the same 6 months after our passing. So, as a general humanist perspective, I don't think any of our leaders are doing a passing job of representing the populace. Fuck no, because it's all about the self-interest. His focus, according to his bio, is on the inequity by race, class, and ethnicity stratification, economics, schooling, and the racial achievement gap, north-south theories of trade and development, skin shade and labour market outcomes, the economics of reparations, the Atlantic slave trade, and the Industrial Revolution, the history of economics, and the social and psychological effects of exposure to unemployment. Mullen, meanwhile, is a lecturer travelling across the country to talk about the need for black reparations. Want an email so bad with her? I'm sorry, you want an interview with her? Believe the story of David. Thank you. Jesus, sleazy. Can you just give the Jew stuff a break just for like 20 seconds? Because I want to point out, Sleazy, you are fucking awesome without making those jokes, okay? I'm just saying. It's still fucking funny, though. It's okay to be in your own group and still get along with everyone. Yep. Dissected cadavers, they all look alike inside. Mm-hmm. Politicians, a self-preservation society. Mm-hmm. We all stink. Oh, haven't you heard it, Adriana? No, there are people out there that don't believe that they stink. They believe that their feces comes out smelling like Chanel No. 5. Which, to be fair to certain people, stinks. As a child development teacher, I love every child. As well you should. Just don't love them too much. Not gonna happen, Aiden. I am the joke, damn it. To be fair, there's differences in skulls of different races. Yeah, but look, that's more about genetics and, like, divergence and that sort of thing. As far as I'm concerned, at this point, we're all still the same race. We're all still human. There may be subspecies, there may be sub-races, whatever you want to call it. We all have the same base DNA. I mean, fuck it. It's like 1 or 2 genetic markers that changes, like melatonin and shit like that. We also share like 80 or 90% of our DNA with a banana. Are we going to be racist against bananas? Individuals, not tribes. Yeah. Zeus. Diversity, inclusion, careness, and kinding. Dick. Is the audience here mostly American or Australian? I think it's like 90%. It's either 70 or 90%, something like that, is American. So that's sort of why I cover a lot of the American news. You forget we aren't lizard people, so fuck you, I'm a banana. Not a race thing in shapes and skulls, totally a DNA thing like Aussie's saying. Well, there you go. Yes, we are all earthlings. You're only against brown bananas. Fucking bananas keeping me down. Well, there you go. Don't like those bananas and their kind. Well, there you go. Banana hate. Oh yeah, we're hate speeching against bananas now. All the same after death, apart from the pirates, still have one less leg. Maybe missing a hand, you know, with the hook or whatever. There's this class human, but that has human rights, or should. My concern right now is what else gets a classification. AI, enhanced intelligence species. That's a talk for another time, Simply Green. It's true, I get all my news and opinions from Aussie Overlaw'd on YouTube. Mandy, what the fuck? You didn't know Meghan Markle was black? Really? Okay. Mighty Meat's not human. No, your class is cyborg at this stage, aren't you? Ancestors are wronged by banana, so yeah, a bit racist towards them. You demand to see the manager? Bitch, I am the manager. Both here and in my firm. I'm literally the full stop, okay? You want to write a letter, feel free. It goes in the trash, okay? In all seriousness, Mandy, I hope that's not true. Fair enough. Might give a topic for another show. Yeah, no, honestly, the whole thing about artificial intelligence and classifications and that sort of thing is going in the book. Artificial intelligence. Okay, it's in the book. Tiger's 86% pickle. Aussie Overlaw'd is far ripe. That shouldn't be as funny as it is. Does Aussie not know what a banana is? Yellow on the outside, white on the inside. Oh, come on. Matty Graham's not on this planet. Black, white, brown, or Pakistani. We all come from the same place. As a woman, I'm here to tell you bananas are inherently misogynistic. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna make a banana in the vagine joke. I'm just not. Will not let this banana hate stand. All the races are better than the other races because we all have genetic adaptations meant to help us in our natural environments over thousands of years. There is no overall superior race. Exactly. Here's the thing, okay? Native Australians developed in a way to survive in the Australian outback. Native Africans developed in a way to survive in Native Africa. Native Americans, similarly. White people, essentially from Europe, where it's fucking cold, developed to keep themselves from, like, freezing to death. The trouble is that people were transplanted from all over the country, all over the world, and now we're all in different demographics, different areas, we're all adapted to different scenarios, and yet we're all trying to commingle and coexist. And unless people are accepting of that, there's always going to be infighting. So, any aliens in chat, speak up. Demand to see Life's manager make life rue the day that it could give Cave Johnson's lemons. Okay. Manager all complaints go off. Subject you need mighty meat on? Absolutely. Thought the complaint department was a hand grenade. Well, that's only if you appear. That's only if you show up in person. Do they make banana tacos? I am sure someone out somewhere has made a banana taco before. How much of a banana can you eat in one go? I generally take small bites of a banana. I don't want to choke on anything. Take that as you will. That's why you die as soon as you go outside. Pretty much. Sasquatch is the superior race. Yes, therefore no reparations for anybody. Exactly. I can't... On my offspring's mother's side, he can trace his heritage to Africa, being Dominican and Panamanian. Sorry, I almost called him Pomeranian. My apologies. I'm Irish. We developed an alcohol addiction, so we didn't have to deal with this crap. If you're saying humans can live in super cold and super hot and super dry, and then the super wet ones must be the mermaids. Look, it's like that episode of Futurama. I genuinely believe that if we had to move into the oceans, if global warming's a thing and the entire world winds up under the ocean, eventually we're going to develop... I already have eaten a banana on stream, Apostle Steve. Like months and months ago. But thank you for your super chat, which I will bring up as well. Let's not go down the banana taco path. Panama Canal. Okay. A ripe banana a day keeps cancer and infection at bay. Is there anything to support that? Chocolate bananas are fucking... Of course. Waterworld. Vikings came up with tortillas before the Mexicans called it lefse and made from potatoes. Really? Huh. Now we're discriminating against cucumbers. Yes. Because cucumbers take the jobs of many a hard-working man.
You just made me so moist.
And of course, Mighty Meat knows about the huge chocolate bananas. Okay, last one. Cassia Williams, economist studying Jamaica. Not much is known about her views, but her work seems to be focused on economic issues in her home country, Jamaica, according to her LinkedIn. She's previously written about public corruption and the effects on economies. Williams now works as an economist professor at Chapman University and at Los Angeles Pierce University, and runs a firm called Strategic Economic Analysts. Imagine if big bananas were covered in chocolate and had money inside them. Am I sure that's not a dude? I'm pretty sure, yeah. Okay, let's move the fuck on, okay? Girlfriend tried to shield unconscious DJ as he was brutally attacked in Toorak. A Melbourne DJ was repeatedly kicked in the head by 4 attackers as he lay unconscious on the street during an unprovoked assault in Toorak, which is supposed to be like the hoity-toity suburbs, one of the really hoity-toity suburbs of Melbourne. Think like Malibu. Police said Darren Fisher's girlfriend tried to intervene by using her body to shield him from the attack and was punched in the head herself before the group ran from the scene. Fucking animals. Fisher, who performs as DJ Daz, suffered life-threatening injuries and had emergency surgery at the Alfred Hospital on Sunday morning. The 23-year-old is in an induced coma, remains in the ICU in a critical but stable condition, police prosecutors have said. Fisher's alleged attackers, 19-year-old Michael Noose, 19-year-old Ayob Abdulrahman, 20-year-old Muhammad Burham, and 23-year-old Cleveland Momia, appeared in Melbourne Magistrates Court on Monday, charged with affray, assault, and recklessly causing serious injury in circumstances of gross violence. The court heard Fisher was walking back to his car after finishing DJing at the Sounds of Africa event at Jackson Hotel on Jackson Street at 3 a.m. on Sunday when he found a group of men leaning against the bonnet of his white Jeep. Police allege the group became irate after Fisher asked him to move away from his car, hurling verbal abuse at the 23-year-old before striking him repeatedly in the head, causing him to lose consciousness and collapse to the pavement. The attack was captured by security cameras at a nearby Woolworths supermarket, which continued as Fisher lay unconscious on the ground, with all 4 men kicking him in the head, groin, and back. Fisher's partner, Shani Conroy Green, attempted to use her body as a shield to protect him and was struck in the head by the men. According to police, Mamia then said, "Boys, we need to dip, we need to get out," before the group ran away from the scene, leaving Fisher unconscious and covered in blood on the pavement. I wish I could kick the heads of the idiots who sit outside my house and blasting bad music too. Rather be punched in the head than the nuts or the throat. They sound real Aussie. Tell me about it. Yep. No Muslim names there. Why has it always got to be like 4, 5, or 6 on one? No one puts up a fair fight anymore. Nope. The men who were filmed running east along Jackson Street by a witness were arrested nearby. The 3 from Dandenong made separate applications for bail. Malmia, who appeared without a lawyer and requested bail against legal advice, said he was a bit intoxicated during the attack and only remembered glimpses and bits of the pieces of the night. Hate cowards who fight in a pack or sucker punch. Yeah. Remember to hit the like and subscribe for stimulating discussions. Thank you, Rabbit. I mean, there's still 92 of you, so I only managed to scare off, what, 30 people with that stuff about California, so... Puss move to getting up on people. The court heard Mamia had told the police he could not remember the specifics of the actual offence or what kicked everything off, but claimed Fisher had thrown the first punch. Burham appeared in court later the day and did not apply for bail. Well, hang on. He reckons that the guy that got punched in the head threw the first punch. But he's already said he doesn't remember the specifics or you know, have any sort of recollection, really. So that's really not going to help you. Guess I missed a bit about California. I'm in Hollywood. Oh, well, there you go, Mac. Burham appeared in court later in the day and did not apply for bail. Magistrate Robert Starry described the violence as a serious attack on a defenceless person and rejected the trio's application for bail. In my view, it's a serious allegation of recklessly causing serious injury in circumstances of gross violence, and in my view, there are no exceptional circumstances. The group will return to court in March. Posters of the party shared online by Jackson's hotel show the event was marketed as a New Year's Eve gala with performances from 6 DJs as well as African drumming and free shots of alcohol for women. Well, that was always going to go well. Dildo fight. Footage of the event showed on social media shows a packed dance floor. Wow, they're really struggling to add things to this. I always assumed Star Wars were dildo fights. Okay. A friend of Fisher's from reggae music, the reggae music group scene, who did not want to be named, described the 23-year-old as a lovely man who was always happy and loved his job. Daz is a very good guy. Almost every person who knows him well will tell you he's passionate about his career DJing, and it's what he loves most. If he can't remember, how does he know who started it? Exactly, that's the point, Red Rebel Dragon. Also,
hello there.
Good to see you. Like, seriously, if you're going to try and make bail on the basis that the other guy threw the first punch, don't say you can't remember what happened. Don't say you were intoxicated beyond the point where you can actually remember the details, because anything you say is going to get disregarded. He said he learned about the attack on Sunday morning after friends being called as to what happened. Okay. I had to call some people I knew, found out he'd been beaten after he was finished DJing, and he was on his way back home. Oh, that is a video. No, pause it. 3 arrested after Victorian teen's body found in a burning car. 3 people have been arrested by the homicide squad detectives after a body of a teenager was found in a burning car on Christmas Eve. Emergency services found the body of a 19-year-old Wangaratta man after they were called to put out a car fire at near a wildlife reserve in northern Victoria. Oh, shit, Apostle Steve, thank you so much for your super chat. That didn't have anything in it. I hope that was intentional. Otherwise, just throw something in the chat and I'll bring it up. As dark? Oh yeah, it's. Look, unfortunately, we do emotional roller coasters on this show. I like to keep everyone's emotions high and sort of like, where are we going, left, right, that sort of thing. And it had been a little while since I've actually done this sort of stuff, so. Should have said I don't remember anything after he punched me. Need a man to put my AC unit back at my window. It's freaking heavy and it's hot in here. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I'm allowed to sing that because my wife does every time that comes up. Nothing to say, I'll just appreciate you. Oh, thank you. Arriving at the scene on Lochgarry Road in Bunbartha shortly after 10 a.m. on December 24, firefighters extinguished the blaze and made the gruesome discovery. On Friday, a Victoria Police spokesperson said 3 people, a Shepparton man, 38, a Shepparton woman, 37, and a 24-year-old from Mooroopna, have been arrested in Shepparton. The trio is being interviewed by police. The investigation remains ongoing, and detectives are keen to speak to anyone who may have witnessed the fire or who has information about the man's death. Situated about 180 kilometres, roughly 100 miles north of Melbourne, Bunbartha is a small farming community within the city of Greater Shepparton. 2-hour mark? Oh yeah, we've crossed the 2-hour mark. Oh god, I know this is going to be really boring for you guys, but I've just got to check my Twitter quickly because it is fucking blowing up. I'm guessing some shit's happened with, let me have a look here. Oh, okay. They're just talking about he who shall not be named. That's fine. Isn't it much better to throw it to the Crocs? Fuck, I must have missed something there. Keep your friends close and your goats closer. It's getting hot in here, so suck a golf ball through a hose. Okay, seriously, I was looking at the news articles last night, okay, and it was literally four oligarchs in Russia surprisingly die. Twitter being sued for rent. And then, right in the same breath, there was a fucking news article about Joe Biden losing a golf ball. It's like, on the level of serious shit going on in the world, am I really going to give a fuck about him losing his golf ball? Is it illegal to hire a hooker to suck a dent out of the front left fender? No, I don't believe so. Oh, no, Impish, don't stress. It was personal messages. No, it's not bad news. All good. A golf ball? Oh my god, that is horrible. Well, okay, moving on. Okay, Australian fertility rates bounce back to pre-COVID levels after historic low. Australians are experiencing a post-COVID baby boom according to recent statistics after a historically low number of births during the pandemic. In 2020... Been trying to keep up with news on Hogue. Yeah, no, that's fine. Honestly, if I hear anything on Hogue, you're going to hear it from me, okay? But last I heard is that he's doing okay and slightly better than doctors expected. So, fingers crossed. Actually, you know what? I should probably check on Mrs. Hogue myself. Rather than be a dick about it and just talk out the side of my mouth like that. Hang on. Oh, hang on. There was an update an hour ago, so very encouraged by what we saw today. He's a fighter and he's never let me down. I don't think he intends to start now. Situation is still changing daily. Cannot possibly overstate how valuable your support is to all of us. And honestly, we do wish Rick all the best. And fingers crossed. Lost his marbles to a golf ball doesn't surprise me. Prefer ping pong ball shows... Oh, Jesus. Pre-COVID levels weren't that great. No, they weren't. Cheese slid off his cracker when his son died. Literally nobody cares about Biden except the dummies who voted for him and have voters' remorse, hoping he does anything helpful. Media who embarrass themselves constantly. I think it's probably because the Democrats are stuck with him for the moment. I mean, it's not like here in Australia where so our Prime Minister isn't elected specifically by the people. They're the face of the political party, and they're elected from within the party. So you can have a Prime Minister change 4 or 5 times if things are really bad during a term. So, for example, Labor had Kevin Rudd. They knifed him in the back, brought in Julia Gillard. She turned out to be one of the worst prime ministers, in my opinion. And set back women's rights here in Australia. God only knows how long. But, you know. Who is Hogue? I've heard he's in hospital. Hopefully he will recover, but I don't know him. He's one of the LordTube guys. He's very close to Legal Bites. Spent a lot of time on her channel during the Depp trial. Pretty much every day, so. Probably ate the golf ball and just forgot. Takes a lot of balls to golf. That's terrible, Adriana. That's really bad. Okay, anyway. I've got to stop talking to chat while I'm reading these articles, because then I can't clip them into smaller things. Australia is experiencing a post-COVID baby boom, according to recent statistics, after a historically low number of births during the pandemic. In 2020, fertility rates dropped to an all-time low of 1.58 births per woman, but the latest data shows a rebound of the birth rate to 1.66 per woman, though a demographer says it will likely not rise any further. Statistics will be released ahead of the annual population statement by the federal government, which will be issued on Friday, which will confirm the small but certain rise. Federal Treasurer Jim Chalmers welcomed signs of the post-COVID baby boom. Speaking in Brisbane on Monday, he said, "We want the right balance between homegrown population and a sensible migration program." No, we want homegrown. Just that simple. So what, are Australians finding their virility? No, I think it's that the singles that generally want, I think what happened is that while everyone was locked down, people realised how much they can't stand their partners, so sex went out the window. I believe Hoger's responding and gave a thumbs up after surgery. Excellent. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure his left arm's responding to like pain stimuli and that sort of thing. I mean, having a stroke is a horrible thing, people. Honestly. At the same time as we make sure we've got the kind of workforce that can support an aging population. Oh yeah, because it's our responsibility to make sure that we keep the aging population, fed and clothed and all that sort of shit. It's not like they're supposed to be paying into superannuation or use the multitude of, investment properties and that sort of thing that they're supposed to be gathering and all sorts of bullshit. Iowa, you made it! Yes! Congratulations! I saw your comments on the video from yesterday. Thank you very much for making it. Article is weird. 1.58, 1.6. How do you get 0.58? Just over half a baby. Because what that means is that, say, out of, 100 people, there might be 160 babies born. So you might have twins, you might have whatever. It's because you wind up with, like, fractional things. It's not like there's only 0.6 of a baby being born. Husband had a mild stroke at the beginning of the year. It was scary. Oh, shit. I'm really sorry to hear that. Best wishes. I hope he's doing better. Wait. Beginning of the year? As in like 2 days ago? Or... No. Surely you're talking about last year. Oh, shit. I'm losing steam on this bullshit. There's an abortion joke where about 0.58 of a baby. Won't tell it though. Please don't. Yeah, a mean number. Yep. A demographer agreed with Mr. Chalmers. Skinner. Wait, no. Did I just say Skinner? Fuck. Speaking on ABC News Radio, the University of Melbourne Professor Peter McDonald said changes to women's lifestyles were part of the reason birth rates were declining overall. Women are certainly increasing their education levels greatly. Back 20 years ago, John Howard was talking about 1.5 incomes with women working part-time. That's increasingly less the case. He said the birth rate had likely peaked for Australia because Australia runs a large migration program and migrants come in at very young ages. They have their babies and that compensates for the deficit in births. That should not be the way that we're fucking sorting it out. We need to sort out the economy, make it so that women or fathers, so that mothers or fathers can choose to stay at home, and so that we can actually have kids. Like, seriously. Women are becoming more psychotic. The conspiracy theorist in me says that someone created a weak point, a dip in births to be exploited in a decade or two. Let's see. What country is overpopulated and would benefit from another country having a dip in population that was then imported to work certain jobs or take over certain industries or things like that, and may or may not have had an actual hand in developing said dip? There goes the channel. Yeet! Forgot about him after trash, Nick. About to attempt to wrestle the AC back into the window. Please be careful, Manny. Remember to lift with your knees. Yeah, because that's going to happen. Single income homes anytime soon. Yeah, I know, right? China must grow larger. China. I'm worried I'll drop it and break it and cry. Just be careful, okay? If you can, use it as a vantage point. Use a ramp or something if you need to. If you've got a thick piece of wood so you can push it up and into the window or some shit like that, there's many ways that you can deal with it. Just call it the Bill Gates effect when we talk about the birth decline. Just getting the Aussie Rumble notification. No shit. So many young folks can't afford homes, let alone kids. Yeah. No, that's true, Red Rebel Dragon, but I genuinely believe that a market correction is going to come probably sometime in the next quarter. And it's going to be the mums and dads are going to hurt. But it's the people that have overcapitalized and that are over leveraged on investment properties. Call your dad to do it if he's awake? Yeah, do that. Or use a chair as a halfway point. That works too. But yeah. Alright, moving on. Oh, get this. Most of the mobile... Well, you've got the aircon. Just make sure you open a window. Housing market is going to be buggered. Absolutely. But it's going to be, as far as I'm concerned, it needs to be set up so that it's the property investors, the ones that have 6 or 7 mortgages that are, investments, assets that they're not actually paying down and are expecting renters to pay off their... I'm sorry, I do not believe that housing should be a capitalist market. I don't. You should not be able to use it that way. Especially not when you've got finite land. That is not okay. I genuinely believe that everybody has a right to have a roof over their head. I do not believe that should be taken away from people. And yet you get people like... I hear about BlackRock or something in the US or some shit like that. Banks should be forced to pay too. That'd be nice. Sorry, your apartment smells like arse now, but at least it's cold. Here's the thing. If you are leveraging property so that you own 6 or 7 investment properties and you're renting it out and that rent is what's covering the mortgage, it's not okay to monopolize it that way. Because that's really what it is. Oh, fuck off, Mighty. I don't really care. I don't care. Call me a communist. I don't care. Because safety and having a place to lay your head at night is a fucking human right. I have no issue with curing property speculation, especially housing. It's not BlackRock anymore. It's Rock of Colour now for inclusion. Oh, shit. Might be called a commie for this, but everyone should be housed. Yeah. Anyway. This is a bit funny. The warning signs on mobile speed cameras in New South Wales are too big for the new ones. So they've had to pull them off the road. If there was ever a time to be speeding in New South Wales, it's now. Not that I'd in any way endorse that. Government cannot distribute anything fairly. Of course not. Because there will always be people that abuse it.
Its replacement of speed camera warning signs has been labelled an administrative debacle. 105 of 143 vehicles will need to be modified to enable them to carry the large signs. Joining me live is the New South Wales Shadow Roads Minister, John Graham. Good to see you again, John. So 105 of 143 mobile speed camera vehicles operated by private contractors in New South Wales, not big enough to carry these signs, that they are now required to do so again. from yesterday. What's going on here?
You really couldn't make this up. These old warning signs
Yes,
too
get rid
big
of negative gearing.
for the new
Yeah,
cars,
absolutely.
the small new.
The New South Wales government's
What the fuck?
The New South Wales government's replacement
Oh,
of speed
fuck off.
camera
If you're
warning
going to
signs.
screw up that badly. It's not like it matters. 3/4 of the cars are now off the roads with mobile speed camera program in chaos, said Mr. Graham to Sky News Australia. The government hasn't listened to warnings from its own transport officials in October. The decision needed to be made before the 1st of January deadline. Fuck, that's funny. On the invoice, one way to look of it is a trade-off. Given my human rights to hunting grounds, etc., follow the laws in return for basic shelter and food, and should be covered. People shouldn't be drug addicts either, but they choose to, and many of those make up the homeless population, at least in the US. That's true. Guys, I'm not specifically talking about the homeless. I'm talking about the people that are being used as, like, fodder to make fat cats richer and richer. That's what I'm talking about. Can't I just go and build a shelter and hunt if I wanted to? Wouldn't that be nice? Just don't speed around the fixed cameras. Yeah, that's true too. Alrighty. What the fuck else we got? Oh, fuck off. Legal challenge to Australia's indefinite immigration detention could determine the freedom of hundreds. This is some bullshit. The legal basis of Australia's system of indefinite immigration detention is set to be challenged in a case that could determine the freedom of hundreds of asylum seekers and people whose visas were cancelled. In a judgment earlier in December, Federal Court Justice Deborah Mortimer said Australia's immigration system has achieved the disgraceful objective of desensitising officers to indefinite detention, making preliminary findings in favour of a man she said had no real likelihood of being removed from Australia in the near future. Mortimer said that the departmental officers appear to have taken a leisurely approach to removing Tony Sammy, a man indefinitely detained after his visa was cancelled, to his country of origin in Egypt. Advocates believe Sammy's case prepares the ground for a High Court appeal to challenge the controversial 2004 decision in Al-Kateb, in which Australia's highest court held that indefinite detention is authorised by the Migration Act. The narrow decision, 4 Judges to 3, has provided the underpinning in domestic law for an immigration detention system, criticised by the UN as illegal in international law. Oh, boo fucking who. The paper tiger of the UN complaining about complaining about breaching international law, and yet they'll do shit all about some of the much bigger problems. Like, seriously. Sammy arrived in Australia as a tourist in 2000, married and obtained a partner visa in 2003, before it was cancelled in 2012 due to his conviction for a number of offences involving fraud or dishonesty. After serving his prison term, he was released in February 2013 and sent straight into an immigration detention pending his removal from Australia. Okay, admittedly, probably should have just got him on a plane. Thank you, everyone. Okay. He was in detention while it was going through the courts. Sammy exhausted all avenues of appeal against his visa cancellation, but remained in detention because Egyptian authorities would not issue him a travel document unless he provided contact details of relatives in Egypt, none of whom could be identified. Okay, so that's not really our problem. In a judgment on 16 December, Justice Mortimer said evidence of efforts to remove him consisted of little more than a series of emails and somewhat random inquiries, with not one skerrick of evidence suggesting any planning to a time frame for his removal. There is no apparent consciousness that each day a person like Mr. Sammy remains deprived of his liberty, not because he is under any punishment or any sentence of imprisonment that has a known end date, but because he is being held for a single purpose, the removal from Australia. What's my favourite Zelda game? You know, I haven't actually played any. And I know that that is absolutely terrible, but it's not one that I've... actually, I played one on the DS ages ago. The one where you had to close the DS to change the pictures on the map or whatever it was. The UN is a shit show. That's like saying water is moist. I'm a globalist terrorist because I haven't played Zelda. She said if mandatory detention had achieved anything since its introduction in 1992, it's achieved an altogether disgraceful objective of officers who are otherwise in no doubt conscientious and honest, becoming apparently immunised to the incarceration of individuals like Mr. Sammy for years. If we determine that he can't legally enter Australia, why does it matter? It's not our fault that Egypt aren't going to take him back. Hey, Jess. Just lost any nerd cred that I had? Fine, I don't care. I literally do not care. Mortimer said given there was no dispute about his nationality, it should have been reasonably practicable to remove him within 6 months. If his country's not going to take him, that's not really our problem. It's not reasonably practicable. She accused the ABF of a vastly increased pace of activity in the weeks before the case's August hearing, suggesting they were able to move much faster than they have a reason to do so. Mortimer said the fact that Sammy is still detained after more than 3 years and 2 court hearings demonstrates there is no real likelihood of him being removed for the foreseeable future. Mortimer said that if it weren't for the binding precedent of Al-Kateb, she would have granted a writ of habeas corpus for his release, but dismissed the proceedings. Despite the advantageous factual findings, Sammy's lawyers, Allens, filed a notice of appeal on December 22, indicating an intention for Al-Kateb to be reconsidered. The Australian Human Rights Commission sought to argue for Al-Kateb to be reopened in the High Court in 2019, but that case was thrown out after a lack of agreement about whether the plaintiff, known as M47, had any prospect of being removed from Australia. In its submissions, the Human Rights Commission argued that the obligation in the Migration Act to remove someone as soon as reasonably practicable operates as a restriction on the duration of detention, adopting the minority view in Al-Kateb that detention is no longer lawful after that time. Again, don't really see how it's a problem if his own country isn't going to take him. Should just keep him trapped in an airport for a few years instead of prison. I was sad to hear that that guy passed away. I actually was. Managing lawyer at the Human Rights Commission Law Centre, Sanmati Verna, said it was high time to reconsider Al-Kateb, and Sammy's case was an exceptional vehicle to do so. Can't they do a flyover, give him a parachute and drop him off? Ooh. There goes the stomach. It would be awesome if folks could do such an epic Irish lawyer, Emma Riley, who used to work for the UN, then turned whistleblower over the UN, giving details of Uyghur dissidents in the CCP. Well, Renovadio, if you have a link, throw it in the chat. By running the case as a trial in the federal court, his legal team had locked in the factual findings that no meaningful attempt has been made to send this fellow anywhere. Verma said the case will probably be uplifted directly to the High Court. Well, there you go. What are we looking at? We're already at 2 hours 30. Alright. New York okays human composting law, 6th state in the US to do so. Howard Fisher, a 63-year-old investor living in the north of New York City, has a wish for when he dies. He wants his remains placed into He wants his remains to be placed in a vessel broken down by tiny microbes and composted into rich, fertile soil. Maybe his composed remains could be planted outside the family home in Vermont, or maybe they could be returned to the earth elsewhere. Whatever my family chooses to do with the compost after it's done is up to them, he said. I'm committed to having my body composted, and my family knows that, he said. But I would love for it to happen in New York, where I live, rather than shipping myself across the country. Democratic Governor Kathy Hochul signed legislation on Saturday to legalize natural organic reduction, popularly known as human composting, making New York the 6th state in the nation to allow the method of burial. Washington State became the first to legalize it in 2019, followed by Colorado and Oregon in 21, and Vermont and California in 22. Human composting, the narrative's fucked. Details are incorrect. Return to point of origin should be a goer. Put the big boy pants on and tell Egypt to take him. Exactly. That's exactly what should be happening. Want to be hermetically sealed and fired on an interstellar trajectory. Okay. Remains won't be composed but decomposed. Lol. Ooh. I don't know if you can hear that. The stomach's going. For Fisher, this alternative, green method of burial aligns with the philosophical view of life to live in an environmentally conscious way. Biogift, you can donate your body. Yeah, the other thing is, I think there's one where you can, like, be planted around the roots of a tree, and the tree will use you to grow, and, like, you can be buried in, like, a round sort of thing that the tree comes out of. Rather be compost than filled with chemical stuff in a box and shoved in the ground and forgotten. It's true. I mean, we're going to have to do something. I mean, like, eventually... Your stomach's going when talking about composting humans? No, I think it's because the only thing I've drunk today is a fizzy energy drink, so it's getting a little bit cranky at me because I haven't put anything in my stomach. Yeah, give it a rest. The process goes... I'm literally having an argument with my stomach. Apparently in Canada they just take your organs. I'm okay with that, I guess, but the process is spooky. Shoot my ass into the sun and be done with it. Odds are I'd end up in some gravity well and impact something eventually, but if there is anyone out there, they may witness me in my dead naked glory. Oh... process goes like this. The body of the deceased is placed into a reusable vessel along with plant materials such as wood chips, alfalfa, and straw. The organic mix creates a perfect habitat for naturally occurring microbes to do their work, quickly and efficiently breaking down the body in about a month's time. But does that include the bones and stuff? Oh, you got it in there? Good job. Had to go put a shirt on. You weren't wearing a shirt? And used my work gloves, freaking hoisted it up there and... held it with smushed boobs while plugging it up. But oh my god, it feels good. Oh good, I'm glad. These things are cooler for you now. Imagine some aliens finding us floating in space like some royalty. The end result is a heaping cubic yard of nutrient-dense soil amendment, the equivalent of about 36 bags of soil, that can be used to plant trees or enrich conservation land, forests, or gardens. Give it a rest. For urban areas such as New York City where the land is limited, it can be seen as a pretty attractive burial alternative. See, that's just it. Like, eventually, if we keep burying people in boxes, we're going to run out of space. Remember when I took 12 Red Bulls the night before a criminal law exam, spent 3 hours shaking like a defendant? You sound high. Michelle Mentor, manager at Green Springs National Cemetery Preserve, a cemetery in central New York, said the facility would strongly consider the alternative method. It's definitely more in line with what we do, she added. The 130-acre, 52-hectare nature preserve in the cemetery Nature Preserve Cemetery is nestled between forest land, offers natural and green burials, which is when the body can be placed in a biodegradable container and into a grave site so that it can decompose. Kind of energy drink is it? I don't know that you guys have this. It's V. So it's caffeine, taurine. It's like a different version of Red Bull. But this one tastes better than Red Bull, so I drink it. 78 milligrams of caffeine, 500 milligrams of taurine. So, thank you for your super chat. What was that? Put me in a pizza oven? Some places, space people all over the UK finding unmarked cemeteries where they're trying to build houses. And see, and that's like... That's full on fucking, what do you call it? That's like poltergeist shit right there. So look like you were talking to your penis. If Red Bull gives you wings, does V give you a taco? Nope, V stands for vitality. It's Viagra and a Red Bull mixed. Yep. Anyone see the exhibition of body sliced into sections? I had seen that, but it looks nasty. I don't think I could actually attend to that. Okay. Anyway, point is, you can, if you want, and you live in New York, you can compost yourself now, apparently. Hacked Russian files reveal propaganda agreement with China. In 2021, government officials and media executives from Russia and China discussed the exchange of news and social content. I'm shocked. Are they going to dig up the dead bodies? Isn't that discriminatory against future Democrat voters? Oh, Jesus. Soon after Russia invaded Ukraine, a Russian Defense Ministry spokesperson resuscitated debunked claims that a US-funded bioweapons program in the region accusing Ukrainian labs of developing experiments with bat coronavirus in an attempt to spark the covert spread of the deadly pathogen. What the fuck am I reading? Disinformation is an old Russian government tactic, but this time Russia had help. Within days, Chinese officials and media outlets had picked up the lies and were amplifying the expanded on the biolab yarns. Okay, I don't know that I can cover this. Not on YouTube anyway. I might save this for Rumble or Locals. Oh, yeah, okay. Got an update on the kids. Literally sitting here with my arms folded over my head, letting the AC on over my underarms. Okay. Drink 3 of those in 10 minutes and dance the music of my heart would stop. In Japan, practically everyone is cremated, and there are family graves so you can visit your ancestors. Okay. Orphan children from Christmas Day crash return home. Thankfully, they're out of hospital. The 3 orphan survivors of the Christmas Day crash that killed their parents have returned home from the hospital. Cynthia, 5, Bevan, 2, and Charlie, 1, were stranded for 55 hours with the bodies of their parents, Cindy Braddock and Jake Day, 28, while they waited for help just 10 kilometres from their home in Condon in Western Australia. Incredibly, the children only suffered minor injuries and dehydration, and they spent the last week in Perth's Children's Hospital. Speaking to 7 News at the Perth Park on Saturday, the children's step-grandfather, Richard Parker, confirmed that they would be living with their nan, Annette Day. The next goal is just to keep looking after the kids. The family made the 200-kilometre journey back home at about 1 a.m. on Christmas morning from a family event in Northram. Miss Braddock and Miss Day were killed when the car rolled over an embankment just 10 kilometres from their destination. Mr. Day's cousin, Michael Reed, told reporters of the heroic actions of the eldest child, Cynthia, might have saved the lives of her 2 younger siblings. The 5-year-old became unstuck in the vehicle, and then she got the 1-year-old out of the car seat. They then were stuck in the car for 55 hours in 30-degree heat. Did I hear about Nick's crash in his new car? On the snow? Yeah. Yeah, no, that was... I told him to be fucking careful with that car. I specifically told him, like, do not scratch the paint. But no, then he has to go and take it home during a blizzard or some shit like that, and spins it into an embankment. Like, seriously. Well, actually, I don't think he spun, but that's not the point. After picking it up off the lot. Like, that's just, you know... You should have got snow tyres? Yeah. Fuck. Would have been hard for the 3 children in the car for the whole time. Nobody knows what they went through. If it wasn't for the 5-year-old undoing the buckle of the 1-year-old's car seat, he wouldn't be with us today. A desperate search was underway before the children were found 2 days later and were flown to Perth in a rescue helicopter. A GoFundMe fundraiser has raised almost 140,000 in donations to go towards the funerals of the young parents and ongoing support of the children. I'm going to leave that open because I think that's something that I might actually donate to. On the upside, Jeremy Renner in critical but stable condition after snowploughing accident, his publicist has said. Actually, has this been updated? In Reno, Nevada, actor Jeremy Renner was injured while ploughing snow on Sunday, leaving him in a critical but stable condition, according to his publicist. As of now, we can confirm that he is in a critical but stable condition with injuries suffered after experiencing a weather-related accident while ploughing snow earlier today, his publicist Samantha Mast said. His family is with him and he's receiving excellent care. He was airlifted to a local hospital from the site of the incident in Reno, Nevada, the Washoe County Sheriff's Office said. At approximately 9 a.m. on January 1, the Sheriff's Office responded to a traumatic injury in the area of Mount Rose Highway in Reno, Nevada. Officials said they were investigating what had happened. Mr. Renner is the only involved party in the incident. And they go on to talk about him starring in Hawkeye and the Avengers and whatnot. So, we also hope that he's okay. What was that? Doesn't even have all seasons, it's summer only. Oh, seriously? He's only got summer tyres on there? The trip started with clear weather, the bad stuff hit on the trip home. Yeah, but isn't he like only like 60 miles or something from the... But anyway. Yeah, his daughter was in the car. Yep. See you, Susie. You be safe too. Illinois High Court halts law that would eliminate cash bail. The Illinois Supreme Court has stopped a statewide end to cash bail for criminal defendants. Is that the legislation or is that a news article? No, that's a news article. In the 11th hour ruling, just hours before the new law was expected to begin on Sunday. The High Court enacted a stay on the provisions of the legislation in response to an appeal the Illinois Attorney General's office filed on Friday with the Court of Local Judges ruling, which found the act was unconstitutional. The Supreme Court said its order was necessary to maintain consistent pre-trial procedures throughout Illinois before it could make a decision on the law. It promised an expedited process to come to a decision. The Democrat-controlled Illinois General Assembly hoped to end cash bail beginning on January 1 through the passage of the SAFE-T Act, arguing that cash bail creates an inequitable system in which the poor sit in jail while the rich go free as they await trial. So why don't you just eliminate bail and have them sit there until they've... Actually, I suppose that's not right anyway. I shouldn't be saying that. However, the state Republicans feared the termination of cash bail, which has historically been used to ensure defendants show up for their court dates, would allow potentially dangerous criminals to walk free. That's my concern. Illinois counties were expected to stop ordering defendants to be held on bail at their first court appearance on Sunday, but many counties said that they would ignore the new law, resulting in a hodgepodge court system. Prosecutors and sheriffs from 64 counties across the state had filed a lawsuit to challenge the reforms. Democrats, attempting to appease safety concerns, added numerous offences to the list of crimes that qualify an accused person to remain jailed while awaiting trial. Still, a local judge deemed the legislation unconstitutional. Kankakee County Circuit Judge Thomas Cunnington ruled Wednesday that the General Assembly violated the Constitution's separation of powers clause. He said the end of the end or continuation of cash bail should be the judicial branch's decision. Governor J.B. Pritzker, a Democrat, said he was confident the legislation was constitutional and would be ruled so by the Supreme Court. In a statement, he described the new policies as long overdue reforms that would make Illinois families safer and prevent violent offenders from being able to buy their freedom just because they were wealthy enough. Yeah, what can I say? I'm a child at times, let's face it. So the purge didn't happen, at least not in Illinois. Not at the moment. Supreme Court put it on hold. Times Square jihadi 19 was arrested with chilling manifesto. Told soldier brother you joined the ranks of the enemy. Ordered family to convert to Islam to avoid hellfire. And apologized to mother for not having been a good enough son. The alleged Islamic extremist who stabbed a rookie New York City Police Department cop with a machete near Times Square on New Year's Eve and was on the FBI's watch list wrote a chilling manifesto where he urged his family to repent to Allah. That kid is so fucking white that it's not funny. But more to the point, this is like... Don't understand why the rights were stomped. He had a visa 3 years. Why did they revoke it? You missed it? Because he committed crimes. Up on the horizon. Thank God they stopped that no cash bail thing. That law also prevented police from pursuing house arrest tether breakers for 48 hours. 2-day head start for criminals. Are you serious? Trevor Bickford, 19, from Wells, Maine, who officials believe became radicalized and vowed to fight in Afghanistan, addressed a letter to his family where he urged his loved ones to convert so that they would not be taken out by the hellfire. Sorry, so that may be taken out of the hellfire. My apologies. According to police sources who spoke to the one outlet, the Maine resident had a handwritten note and collection of religious materials in his backpack while visiting Manhattan to carry out the attack. After Bickford allegedly slashed 2 officers on Saturday evening, another NYPD officer shot him in the shoulder and he was rushed to Bellevue Hospital in Manhattan, along with the 2 cops. I hope they didn't try too hard to remove the bullet. Of course, he was on the watch list and ignored. They're all expected to survive. That's a hell of a different photo. To my family, specifically my mother, I'm sorry for not having been a good enough son, the note read, according to police sources that spoke with the New York Post. The note, which is not being released publicly, continued with Bickford allegedly writing he hopes that his family will one day see the world the way he does. I fear greatly that you will not repent to Allah, it said, and therefore I would hope in my heart that a piece of you believes so that you may be taken out of the hellfire. He went on to call his brother Devon a traitor for serving in the US Army. To Devon, there was a time when we were close, but that time has passed, the manifesto said, according to the Post. You have joined the ranks of my enemy, and for that I can give you no kind words. Return to Allah, wrote the 19-year-old, who does not have a criminal record, according to the preliminary investigation. To my brother Travis, of anyone I've known in my life, who I felt is closest to faith, it's you. Of anyone I've ever wanted to accept Islam with me, it's you. Please repent to Allah and accept Islam. I fear for you. Choice between hellfire and a hellfire missile. All this bullshit stop. My sky is bigger than yours. Cody the bum, this cuck. Everyone deserves a home. Kick this guy out of the country. It's like Hillary and George W. had a baby. Oh, well, excuse me for having a heart and thinking that someone should deserve a roof over their head. As for the criminal that was here on a visa that got cancelled, yes, kick him out of my fucking country. You guys would do the exact same. Don't give me that bullshit. I think becoming a jihadi gives a better chance of getting hit by a Hellfire missile. Who was the Muslim in the family? Obviously not the mum. Yeah, I really don't know, honestly. Matthew Harris threatened people and was arrested for nothing, yet they let a jihadi walk free to stab someone. Really want Futurama to come back? I thought they brought it back for a little bit. If housing is a right, then work is an obligation. I would say that if you want... Look, I'm not saying you don't have to work for it. I'm saying you still have to put in effort and everything. I'm just saying that it shouldn't be the right of someone else to prevent you from being able to get a house. What would it be like if we had no Abrahamic religions? The world would probably be a very different place. Bigfoot is on The Guardian list because of his radicalization, and the New York Post reports he made statements to his aunt about a desire to go fight in the Middle East, which prompted her to tell the authorities. It comes after Bigfoot allegedly slashed 2 officers with a machete on 8th Avenue near Times Square around 10 p.m. last night. Another officer shot him in the shoulder, and he was rushed to Bellevue in Manhattan along with 2 cops. They were all expected to survive. The attack happened just outside outside of the high security zone, where thousands of revelers were screened for weapons as they prepared to ring in 2023. Both officers were slashed in their heads, oh shit, including a rookie cop who suffered a skull fracture, along with an 8-year veteran who had a head laceration. Mayor Eric Adams said he spoke to one of the officers as he was being stitched up to the hospital. He was in good spirits. He understood his role saved the lives of New Yorkers today. One of the injured, Paul, had just graduated from the academy on Friday and is actually assigned to a precinct in Staten Island, but was pulled into Manhattan for the New Year's Eve celebrations. The attack was unprovoked, Adams said at the press conference overnight. Both Adams and the police commissioner, Keechant Sewell, stressed there is no active threat to the community. The festivities continued uninterrupted. Charges are pending against Bickford, but he remains in custody at the hospital where he's being treated for a gunshot wound to his shoulder. Diddums. He was seen in unsuspecting photographs shared by his mother on Facebook from his birthday in the summer. She refers to him as an old soul and repeatedly tells him how much she loves him after he left his home for Seattle in September. Her social media also reveals that her other son Devin was in the army, with him pictured alongside the suspected jihadist in one shot. That's exactly what you need on New Year's, isn't it? An investigation was underway to pinpoint the motive for the attack, but authorities said they did not believe that there was an ongoing threat to the public. Michael Driscoll, the assistant director in charge of the FBI's New York field office, said they believe the attacker acted alone. Authorities have told NBC that they were looking into whether the suspect had previously... What the fuck? Did this change? Is this a different story? No? Okay. Into whether he had previously posted what they called jihadist writings online and then travelled to New York to target police. Bigfoot's mother had a slew of photos on her Facebook page where she gushes about the 19-year-old, calling him an old soul. Yep, okay. On January 28th, she shared a photo of Bigfoot and wrote, "Happy 19th birthday, Trevor." Bigfoot's father died unexpectedly in 2018 at the age of 41, according to his obituary. Damn, they're really doing some hard-hitting journalism here. Parents married on September 9, 2001 and raised their 3 sons, Devin, Trevor and Travis, in Wells, Maine. Patriarch of the family could often be found coaching at football. Also said sometimes he was sometimes hard on his kids. Well, okay, this is just going into the background of the family. If you're going to write an article that long, at least fucking make it interesting. Never bring a gun to a machete fight unless you want to win. Plot twist, the FBI radicalized him. Do you see why the Texans don't like the other states yet? People don't work alone. These people don't work alone. They work with their FBI handlers. By the way, hi FBI guys. How you doing? Hope you're enjoying the show. We haven't recovered from the Abbott-bearing cutout dress Margot Robbie wore at the Babylon premiere. I'm not going to lie, I'm purely here for the photos. She instantly wowed fans as she graced the premiere of her latest film Babylon in a hooded black cutout gown that helped show off her stunning figure and sculpted abs. Yeah. Now we got my photos. Could be better, could be worse. At the premiere, she brought her equally stylish mother as her date. The Birds of Prey star's mum wore a plunging floor-length black dress with jewel embellishment on the shoulders. Hello from Surveillance Fan 117. I love that you said 117. Hey, Sinbad. How are you? This is why Commonwealth Papers publish these puff pieces. Meh. Yep. Smash, but the dress sucks. Oh, Margot Robbie's in my top 5, people. Honestly. It will surprise no one to know that, like, the majority of my top 5 are Australian, but, yeah. So, oh, shit, now what's going on Twitter? Rob got the voicemail. Which one is the mother? Ooh, that's pretty sure that's her there. Kylie Minogue is beautiful. She's very attractive. I swear you keep saying Bigfoot. Do I? Heard that movie is awful. Haven't seen it. Gave up part way through on that video. Voicemail from Monty. Oh yeah, he called him during the live stream. Yep. Yep. So, wonder when tomorrow we will hear anything about Idaho. Well, I mean, look, I was specifically steering away from the Idaho stuff, but I'm not sure if I actually pulled anything. Oh yeah. By the way, 1st of January, there's a whole bunch of things that are now that have now entered into the public domain. Copyrights on works from 1927. Oh, bugger off. I don't even think I've got my ad blocker turned on, do I? Maybe I do. Okay. Copyrights on works from 1927, including Arthur Conan Doyle's short collection. Oh, fuck off. That's why I had the ad blocker on, you pricks. Are you serious? This is taking up more than almost 40% of my page. Are you serious? Copyrights on works from 1927, including Arthur Conan Doyle's short collection of The Case Book of Sherlock Holmes and Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse, expired on Sunday, becoming free for public use without permission or cost, as well as more works enter the public domain after the extended 95-year period. Other books in the public domain include Herbert Ashby's The Gangs of New York, Agatha Christie's The Big Four, William Faulkner's Mosquitoes, and Ernest Hemingway's Men Without Women. Movies entering the public domain include the first feature-length film, The Jazz Singer, Wings, winner of the first Academy Award for Outstanding Picture, Seventh Heaven, and Metropolis. Musical compositions. I'll be damned. The phrase I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream is now in the public domain. First published under copyright in 1927. Interesting. Oh, there you go. Can't use Brave browser as an ad blocker. I can't use Brave as much as I would love to. Oh, actually, I probably can try and use Brave for the news articles. I have to use Chrome for the fucking chat thing that you can see here that's popped up in the stream, because that doesn't work with Brave. So I mean, I suppose I could actually try and use it for the news articles though. Got to keep the rich rich. Have I tried Vivaldi? What's that? You have an OnlyFans asking for a friend? Not yet. We haven't got to the requisite 15,000 for the OnlyFeed. Did you hear Chrome is going to block ad block extensions like uBlock? What? Hang on. Google's changing how extensions work and getting rid of the dynamic filtering that ad blockers rely on for the process. Fuck off. Although that's tech.co. New ad blocker limiting extension platform. That's from September. uBlock is the only one that works. What the fuck? Very customizable, far better than Chrome, especially with Manifest 3, which blocks our ad blockers. Okay. You must pay for Google ad blocker and it will not block our ads. Fuck that. That's a laugh. Oh, look, I did open it. Biden loses golf ball in US Virgin Islands. Actually, I want to turn my ad blocker back on. That's just going to annoy me. Because at least the New York Post doesn't give me shit like that. President Biden has taken a mulligan while on vacation in St. Croix this week when his golf ball went rogue and it was recovered by an 8-year-old boy after the Commander-in-Chief and Secret Service agents couldn't find it. The 80-year-old president was golfing at the Buccaneer Golf Course in Christiansted with his 16-year-old grandson Hunter when he lost his ball. Photos from Reuters show the duffer-in-chief wearing a white polo shirt and blue hat searching the ball for the shrubbery, joined by his pair of Secret Service agents. Because that's brilliant use of resources there. The ball was eventually scooped up that afternoon by an 8-year-old Islander who was on the course with his parents. Ellie Gicacchio, an oncologist on the island, said her son Dominic was very excited after spying the ball from the golf cart he was riding with his parents. We were going to town to play tennis and we heard the president was playing golf that day, so we took the golf cart and were driving around and found the ball on the side of the road. Any chance they found it while he was still playing? Damn, they were looking really hard for that golf ball. Oh my god, that was a fucking joke. Is that... That's the same road, isn't it? Jesus. I wonder what his handicap is. The husband, Mike, said that the... Oh, Mike. Maybe he's been on Shark Week, I don't know. Said that the ball was about 15 feet off the course's first hole, noting the shot wasn't horrendous. The family said that they would happily return the ball if the president wanted it back, but otherwise planned to keep it as a memento. Biden, like many presidents before him, is a frequent golfer and often takes the game during vacations. After spending Christmas at the White House, Biden and his family have been vacationing at St. Croix, or Croix? I don't know. Biden is not scheduled to return to Washington until January 2. To be honest, having ads blocked by your router is the best. Probably a good idea. Do I know anything about Red Dog? Okay. Gonna need slightly more on that, Patty. That could refer to a number of things, really. But thank you for your super chat. Ad blocker companies will be able to keep up. There will always be roundabouts. Of course. If your browser needs to, it's doing a step it doesn't need to. So it's a story about Biden, balls and virgins. Well, there you go. He putted it towards an 8-year-old, did he? Violating copyright when I was jumping rope as a kid. I screamed a lot. Oh, there you go. 8-year-old should have given him a grenade and ran. Oh, Jesus. Of course, Biden's balls were in an 8-year-old's hands. Fuck, I 100% sniffed that kid, maybe more. Oh, Christ mighty. His handicap's dementia. Oh, fuck, it was nice knowing you people. Handicap, yes. Has all the handicaps. Why is this even news? Would have got more entertaining if he got lost. Well, I don't know. I have no idea. I think maybe the fact that when he fell off the bike, it made news headlines for days. So maybe they've just gone, oh, another sports-related story where he's done something stupid. Maybe we can try and make what we can off this. Also, there's Patty's super chat. Bring that up. Don't play golf, but I love going out with the guys that do. When they let me drive the golf cart and be their gopher girl, get to drive to the clubhouse and back all day just getting drinks. Oh, the sad movie about the dog. Yeah. Alligator in the golf pool pit. And then spit it back out. Okay. Oh shit, we've been going for 3 hours. Okay, I did have something about the Idaho killer. Where's this video? Yeah, alright, just play the damn video.
For more on this, I'm joined now by former D.C. homicide detective and Fox News contributor Ted Williams. Ted, welcome.
Thanks, Mike.
So we expect the suspect to waive his extradition rights, and so when he gets back to Moscow, Idaho, presumably early this week, what kind of questions do you think homicide detectives will have for him when they get to speak with him?
Did you do it?
Well, Mike, in light of the fact that he's lawyered up in Pennsylvania, and from what I've been told, that there are lawyers who went into court here in Moscow when there was a cleanup team back here cleaning this crime scene up, They went into court and they got an order enjoining or stopping the cleaning of this place. So that if that team of lawyers is representing him, Mike, homicide detectives will not be able to question him because he's closed in his constitutional rights. But I can tell you, Mike, this guy was a criminology major.
Yeah.
And if he is found to be the killer, it is believed from everything that I've seen that he thought that he had committed the perfect crime. And there is no such thing, Mike, as a perfect crime. You always take something from a crime scene or you leave something at the crime scene. And I think, as Dan Springer has reported, they have a great deal of DNA evidence to work with.
So the crime was committed November 13th. He was arrested early Friday, December 30th, some 2,500 miles away from the scene. Your reaction to that, I mean, did you worry that they might never find this guy?
Well, what I worried about is that this is a college town and that people are in transit and that he may very well not have been here. But what is significant about this investigation, not only the DNA, but that white car. Law enforcement has confiscated in Pennsylvania a white car. They are scrubbing that white car. And what they're going to do, I believe, is to show a nexus between that white car and this crime scene that's over my shoulder, Mike.
How do you think the cops?
Yeah, no, I do know. I think that was a couple of days ago.
Obviously, they were under intense pressure.
Things have sort of been
to
changing.
Come up with a suspect and to make an arrest.
I think law enforcement is feeling vindicated to some degree because there was the community wanting an arrest right away. Mandy. And law enforcement knew that they were walking two tracks. One, that they needed to bring the perpetrator to justice. They believe that they have that perpetrator. Now on the other side is the prosecution. And that is what they are building a case to successfully prosecute the person that they have in custody, Kohlberger.
Ted, put your attorney hat on, if you will. How concerned do you think the public defender is about this guy being convicted in the court of public opinion?
Well, they're deeply concerned about that. Any lawyers who...
They're deeply concerned that someone that may be a potential mass murderer is... Fucking hell. Two things I don't want to address. Red Dog, yes, is a true story. Yes, he became a mascot of the Pilbara area. Yes, he was a red cattle dog, so bluey but red. Is a bit of a sad movie, but yes, it is a Australian film that is it's based on a true story. Secondly, Isabel Mathers, smash. I mean, not all of her content's, but anyway. Love the Dracula reporter. Take me to church. Oh, Jesus. Can't believe that he wouldn't take a plea. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's just that batshit crazy. All the reporting right now is just wild conjecture. Won't see an actual evidence till he's in court in Idaho. That is true. Not saying he didn't do it, but the police were under a lot of pressure to find someone. It's not beyond the realm of possibility that they became fixated and screwed up. No, Dermot, that is true. But we've also got to remember the wild card in all of this. Steve, who apparently himself has been doing some digging and found connections between this guy and his daughter. But he could just well be as batshit crazy as well, so we don't really know. Just found it for January hot of the day. Well, there you go. Still innocent until proven guilty. The principle must be preserved. Abso-fucking-lutely. However, I'm going to milk it for content. A lot about it seems like a site for someone on the inside, but they have DNA evidence, so... yeah, look, I don't know. Australia had Skippy, the US had Lassie. Yeah, that's probably accurate. Which is annoying. Fucking Steve. Oh, there's no way that this... he's a white dude. He's guilty. There's no way this doesn't get turned into a daytime TV movie. So... Did this Steve consult the tarot card reader for that info? Quite possibly. No one really knows anything at this point. It's all conjecture. Poor Vices. Why? What happened to Vices? What have I missed? Alright. I don't really care about the... Oh! Check this one out. Meddling with the MRI machine, volunteers taking psychedelic drugs for science. Michael Taylor was lying in an MRI machine when he had the most joyous experience of his life. It sounds ridiculous, he says, but the industrial clanking of the scanner built a symphony in his brain. In the most magical music I've ever heard, the music rose to a crescendo like a wave building, and eventually it broke, and Taylor was flooded with joy. He got his rocks off in the middle of a MRI machine. I felt myself smiling, laughing, and I'm sure I giggled at one point. I was thinking, I can't believe this is happening. Why don't more people get to experience this? Taylor had just taken a dose of psilocybin, the psychoactive ingredient in magic mushrooms, as part of a clinical trial at the Turner Institute of Brain and Mental Health at Monash University. He's one of 60 volunteers participating in PsyConnect, the first psychedelic trial in Australia involving healthy participants. It's also one of the largest psychedelic trials worldwide to involve imaging of the brain. Finding people was hard because we wanted people who had never taken this drug before and don't have any mental health history, even in their first-degree relatives, says Associate Professor Adil Razi. Good fucking luck finding that in this day and age. Taylor is the antithesis of the consciousness-expanding trippy hippies immortalized in Tom's Wolfe, the Electric Kool-Aid Kid acid test. He is in his late 40s, owns a small business, and has never taken recreational drugs. I hadn't been that kind of person, you know. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. But inside that MRI machine, he says he lost all sense of self. I actually felt myself melding with the MRI machine and becoming one with it, which is crazy, but that's what it was like. I was just part of everything else around me. I was everything. Everything was me. Despite early psychiatric experimentation in the 1950s and 60s, decades of prohibition meant that the therapeutic possibilities of psilocybin and MDMA, the active substance in ecstasy, have remained largely unknown. A new wave of research worldwide is showing that the psychedelic drugs can be used to treat a variety of mental health conditions, ranging from severe depression and post-traumatic stress disorder to addiction, Alzheimer's, and anorexia nervosa. However, psychedelics may be harmful to people who have a genetic predisposition to psychosis, and they remain prohibited in Australia outside clinical trials. Researchers such as Razi say rigorous scientific study is needed before they are integrated into publicly available therapy. There is also a debate in the scientific community about whether altered consciousness, such as Taylor's experience, is a key success of psychedelic therapy in treating mental illness, or whether it's possible to develop drugs that provide therapeutic effects without hallucinations. In March 2021, the Australian government announced it would provide $15 million for clinical trials to explore the use of psychedelics to augment and enable psychotherapy to be more effective. Razi says PsyConnect, which is taking place at Brain Park and Monash University's Clayton campus, will add to the psychedelic drug evidence base by examining the changes to normally functioning brains after a dose of the drug.
It's a condition that affects 1 in 7 Australians. Depression can be utterly debilitating, as 31-year-old Danny Brock Phillips knows too well.
Usually it's a really heavy feeling on your chest, as if you don't want to get out of bed. Life just doesn't feel worth it. Being on some medication can help sometimes.
Some estimates say as high as 50% of people don't really get a mood benefit from traditional antidepressants.
Research is mounting on the promising therapeutic effects of this, the psychedelic drug magic mushrooms. Its active ingredient psilocybin has been turned into a synthetic capsule form.
There's fairly compelling evidence from research with psilocybin in high doses combined with psychotherapy, that this substance can have a long-lasting antidepressant effect.
What makes this Macquarie University trial unique is that patients will only receive a fifth of the dose used in previous studies.
People aren't going to be having hallucinations, they're not going to be having any dramatic shifts in consciousness, and so we want to see if at these low doses we may still find an antidepressant effect.
Patients in the trial will undergo brain scans and blood tests as part of their follow-up. Recruitment of volunteers will start later this year through doctor referrals.
I know a lot of people, unfortunately, that suffer from it, whether it's mild or major. So research is absolutely, definitely needed more of.
Gabriella Rogers, 9 News.
Well, there you go. And finally, former Officer 51 becomes stripper policewoman after retiring. A former Met police officer has found a new passion after 30 years of law enforcement, performing as a stripping policewoman instead. Michelle Walton, 51, from Yarmouth in the Isle of Wight, served in the UK force for 3 decades, dealing with hard-hitting crime and strict rules, but she always liked the idea of stripping on and off, even took a year out in the late 90s to work in a topless bar in Australia. However, having retired in 2020, she's part of a cabaret group and strips at charities and events. Strips for charity at events, sorry. Michelle makes sure to incorporate her old career into her routine. She wears a police uniform, uses handcuffs and a truncheon, and arrests audience members for being too sexy. For me, stripping is all about female empowerment and loving yourself. I'm not a skilled dancer, but I just love my body and love getting my kid off after 30 years of restrictions of what I couldn't do. Michelle says she joined the Metropolitan Police as a cadet in 1989, aged 18, and then became a PC with the force in August 1990, working in South East London before transferring to Hampshire Police 7 years later. She says she loved her job and was always conscious of what she got up to in her free time because of the nature of her work. Even so, she took a year's unpaid leave in 1999 when she worked as a topless barmaid. She wanted to see the world while she was still young and chose Australia to jet off on her travels. So far this year, Michelle has done 5 charity shows with her group, earning hundreds of pounds for her variety of different causes, stripping across the Isle of Wight. Michelle loved the freedom of taking her clothes off, but it was under no illusion that when she returned to the policing, she had to be mindful of who she told about her experience. She then spent the remainder of her career in Hampshire before retiring in 2020. Coming back to the UK, it felt a bit like a reality check, but I liked my job as a police officer, so it wasn't the end of the world. I returned to work after I did 20 more years of service, specialising in the fields of domestic abuse and vulnerable adults. After 30 years of restrictions, it felt surreal to be able to act without fear of impacting my career. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I remember the fun that I had in Australia and was keen to find something similar here in the UK. Well, there you go. Hundreds of pounds. You'd be nice. My family has Alzheimer's. We can't remember shit. Oh, God. Grew some shrooms when I was 18. Fun times. Haven't tried since, though. Okay. Government funded. Yep. Danny Brock. What an Australian name. Uncommon cause of depression is your life being crap. She has an ABC voice. Yeah. NHS should hire her for elder care. No, didn't you hear about the aged care facility that got into shit for hiring a stripper for the oldies? Join the police so she can learn how to twirl a baton. Imagine what the police she arrested are thinking now. Oh, I can think many, many things, probably. Doesn't look 40. Well, she's 51, so... Alright. Let's get this sorted, shall we? Because we're now at 3 hours 24. I'm going to do the laws of the land. I may be back sooner rather than later, because I have very little to do today. I'm thinking of playing some video games. But for anyone else that's sick and tired of listening to me talk, thank you so much for sticking around. And, yeah. Stream your game, please. Yeah, that's the idea, Isabel, but I'll start up a different stream. And I haven't decided if I'll do it over on Twitch or if I do it here. Almost all Aussie broadcasters sound like it's a computer used by a fake country. I have a Twitch, Mandy. It's in the link. It's in my LinkedIn tree, which is in the thing. You're very welcome. Which game? Haven't decided yet. I mean, I've still got to make my way through Pokemon Scarlet. Otherwise, I've got like Super Smash Bros. On the Switch. I've got various games on the Xbox and the PlayStation. Yeah. We shall see. Wow, I really digressed on that. Random number generator. Today's number is 90. Okay. That's an older one. Alzheimer's. All good. 194. I'm probably going to try and do some cleaning around the house and stuff first, though. So maybe just keep an eye out, guys. Did Devel just try and use a link tree as a command? Yeah, sorry, I don't know how to do that. I don't have it set up. The point is it's the pinned message in the chat. Okay, so we're heading back to 1751. I'm pretty sure we've already done this one. In fact, I'm almost positive. I'm going to do another number. Oh, what's that? 102. Oh, well, we didn't move very far. So number 90 was the Gin Act, which I'm positive we've read before. Apparently we're doubling up. Only mess with your head and have fun gaming. Off to watch Mindset about the Anthony trial. No, have fun. Super Smash Bros. Should be the nickname for Mighty Meat and Valhalla awaits. You're very welcome, Linda. Never get sick of hearing me talk? Some people do. Oh, thank you, Mandy. Okay. No, it's 96, 98, 100. Pretty sure we've done this one too, but oh well. I guess maybe we're coming to the point where we're doubling up. We're heading back to 1790 with George Washington, 1732 to 1799, with America's first copyright law. In America, the right to copyright originates in the Constitution itself though its lineage traces back to Britain's 1710 Statute of Anne. During the latter half of the 18th century, several of the colonies enacted copyright laws patterned after the Statute of Anne. During the Constitutional Convention of 1787, delegates considered a handful of proposals addressing the same issue. They enshrined the clause on that which ultimately was agreed on in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8 of the United Constitution. The Congress shall have power to promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. Enactment of statutory copyright protection became an important priority for President Washington. Delivering his State of the Union address on the second session of America's First Congress in January 1790, he remarked that nothing can better deserve your patronage than to the promotion of science and literature. The House and Senate both responded favourably, agreeing that the President's sentiment that the promotion of science and literature will contribute to the security of a free government, and commitment not to lose the sight of the objects so worthy of our regard. The country's first national copyright law followed, an act for the encouragement of learning which paralleled the Statute of Anne by granting authors exclusive rights to print, reprint, publish or vend their works for up to 28 years. President Washington signed it into law in May 31, 1970. 9 days later, the nation's first copyrighted work, the Philadelphia Spelling Book by John Barry, was registered with the Clerk's Office of the U.S. District Court in Pennsylvania in accordance with the statutory requirements. And that was today's Laws of the Land. Alrighty. Hayden suggested large tube or fat tube last night. That's not fair, Mighty. I just meant when there were 5 or 6 of us on screen that might be the case. Now I gotta watch. Now what am I going to watch while I eat my ice cream? You'll be right, Flux. I'll probably be streaming video games relatively soon anyway. The wife's working from home, so I just got to at least make it look like I'm being productive. Actually listen to you while cycling sometimes. It's fun. Oh, well, there you go. Actually, someone suggested that these sorts of things could be converted into a podcast as well. So that you don't have to necessarily watch me, you can just listen to all the shit going on. Is that something that anyone would be interested in, do you think? Thank you, Hayden. Chat, always interesting and entertaining. Well, I very much try. Watch, but I need to enjoy the AC while it lasts. Fair call. Promotion of science and literature for the security of our government. That was painless, Aussie. I've just done creating my Twitch account in case you stream there. Oh, well, there you go. Vice has just got here. Shit. How you doing, brother? How much is your locals annually, and is there a code for 3 months like the other creators do for getting a yearly membership? I have no idea how to set up a yearly one. I did have codes. Hang on. Chevron's everything. You be nice, Mandy. Hang on. All right. Give me a second. Locals, manage community. I don't have enough paid members yet to be able to give out free memberships to people. So, for the good of everybody, please go over there and become a supporter, people. Because then I can start sort of dishing out the free ones to people that need them. Manage community. You love my face, it's entertaining. Oh, thank you, Ms. Amanda. Wait. Community tier. Member lookup. Is it payment setup? Is payment setup right down the bottom? Yeah, add a promo code. Alright, what are we? We're January, we're 2023. Oh, let's just do that, okay? I'll use code 2023, guys. You can have a free month on me, okay? If you want to use it, use it. The code itself will expire on the 31st of January. It's set and forget and ready to go. I have no idea how to do what you're talking about, though, Sinbad. Oh, fuck, I'm a moron. I was sitting here thinking, what the fuck does USED mean? I thought it was like United States dollar or something. It's the fucking word used. How many times the code was used? Oh, fuck me. It's worth all the lip reading we have to do when we watch a stream. Do it as a podcast? Okay. I mean, it's not like it'd take much. You would need to be a far worse bad girl than that, Mandy. Don't stress. Podcast will help while you're cleaning. Help you clean while listening. Okay. It's not like it'd take much. All I got to do is strip the audio out. So. Please support it local so I can stream more. Yeah, look, and you know what? Frankly, I've got some streams to use over there. I'll probably do a half hour later today. Because that's what I'm limited to, people, over on locals at the moment. Until I get more more paid members over there, I'm limited to half an hour, 5 times a month. And that, as bad as it sounds, that's really why I haven't thrown as much more into it. Is because what fucking content am I supposed to put into that half hour rather than you just... Because I can't bring things up on screen. I can't do anything like this. Anyone that's been in Nick's locals will know what it's like, but over an hour, you know, doing the hot tub streams and all that sort of stuff, he can really make a go of it. I can't get deep into a topic in half an hour. Not the stuff that I think people would find really engaging. So, but anyway, I need to promote it more. Yeah, I suppose I can ask Nick how he does it. Oh, for God's sakes, I'm going to grab something to eat too. Really? Chat's priceless. Well, we try. Think we might be draining your brain cells? No, look, they will join now as a monthly member in hopes for 1 month free with an annual later. Yeah, no, fair enough. Thanks, Inbed. Look, it does take a little bit out of you when you stream. So, but Jeff, if you're still around, I will happily like meet up with you at some point. I assume you'll probably have to be back at work soon, but because dude, the overnight ones kill me. I'm not gonna lie. Never get notifications, Just Dawn. We're gonna do this again. Do I need to show everybody how to get the notifications again? Okay, one more time, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Oh god. Okay, so one more time, I'm gonna unsubscribe from Mighty Meat just for the fuck of it. Okay, so when you show up on someone's page, whether it's Mighty, whether it's me, whatever else, you hit the subscribe button. Okay, this is not where the job is over though. Yes, you're subscribed, and thank you very much for subscribing. You need to click on the arrow next to it. You then click on all. Okay? And that makes sure you're supposed to receive all notifications. Because if you've got it set it personalized, then it's more than likely by the default, which means Susan has complete control over what notifications you receive, basically. Okay? So yes, it's literally remember the bell. Okay? I don't usually say it, but smash the damn bell. And that way you make sure you get all the notifications. Or you should anyway. Or better yet, go and follow at Locals, because at least when I send things out on there, I know that people get them. So. So I'm going to put Locals and you will get notified. Yes. And you got to remember, people, at Locals, okay, it's only if you want to chat that you have to pay. So even if all you do is go over there and sub so that you know you get the notifications when I'm going live, that works too. It's easily the best way to do it. Feel you, Hayden. Like 200% of the time, people don't want to talk about the same things like me, like lizards and stuff. Yeah, okay, I need to eat. Maybe do cooking streams. I've got to be careful with what... I've got to be careful with what things I put on the channel. I mean, I'm all about bloody, like, chaos on this channel and various, like, random things. But apparently that just kills me in the algorithm. That's why I haven't done gaming on this channel for a long time as well. Subs and Locals have the notifications on, don't get notifications. What the fuck? On Locals, I get them on YouTube, I don't get them on Locals. What? Oh, for fuck's sake. You already have them on. Okay. Locals is awesome. When you add the heart link to Rumble in a post, the chat comes up in Rumble. Really? Add all your streams to Rumble too. Huh. Sweet. Streams on the Barbie? Yeah, maybe. Should set up a Locals account? Yes, everyone should set up a Locals account. If not for me, then for all your other... I don't know that there's many other... like, content creators that are part of the group that don't have some form of Locals. Okay, I've really got it. Yeah, okay. Alright. My stomach is telling me that I am out of time. Hang on, why is the camera then? Just personally text each of us when you stream. I wish I could. That would be very fucking expensive, though. Locals is very awesome, Andy. Where the hell has the... There it is. Okay. Oh, now it's going to be doing this shit again. Oh, hang on. I think I know how to fix this, though. Because it should be this one. Okay. Has that made a difference? A little bit of a difference. Not a huge amount of a difference. I need to fix that. Okay. Never mind. I'll use this one. Going fuck. The screen was going fucking like robotic again. Even Mighty has Locals. There you go. Alright. As always, guys, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, spay and neuter your pets. And as always, stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Cheers, guys. And... let me try that again, because there were definitely people that sent super chats today. Alright, that's fine. Time for the after party. Alright, is there anyone that's live that you want me to send you to, or are you all happy just making your own way? I gotta wonder how many people actually know that I do this sort of shit at the end of it. Because, I mean, like, the viewership has just dropped to, like, 34 out of, like, 70. So I'm curious as to how many people know that I just keep going after that. Oh, and I do apologise for being a little bit... Lots of gamers on Rumble, not very many on Aussie at the daylight hours. Oh, okay. Alright. Don't like locals, been talking around with Truth's social account more lately. All videos posted to Truth are backed by Rumble servers, so there's that. No shit, really? Huh. Okay. Oh, shit! Secrets of the Frost Maiden's on. What am I doing? I'm missing it. Alright. I think I should just shoot you over to Tug, frankly. YouTube Studios. Yeah, guessing about 30-ish. Yeah, I think so. Gonna hold your butt up to the AC. Always wait for the songs to be over with because you love them. Really? I didn't think the songs were that good. Okay. Alright. Live. Change that. Customize that. Add a redirect. Tug's not gonna fucking notice, but oh, and I don't have redirect privileges for Tug apparently. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna send you over to Andrew. Have fun, people. Alrighty.